All right. That should be everything. Oh. Finally. The stream everyone has been looking forward to. The one where we're just going to sit around and watch support conversations for about 4 hours. I didn't count them all out this time, so I don't know how many there are. I do know we're missing a fair amount. I was trying to grind out a couple ones last night, but there are definitely ones that we're missing, and there are definitely ones that we can't get anymore. Like Ferdinand, we missed the opportunity. Lawrence, we missed the opportunity. And then there are some that have weirder messages, like Leonie, you cannot deepen your bonds during this chapter. What does that mean? Because it's a Warriors game, I wonder if that means that there's going to be like a post game chapter where we're able to actually go ahead and deepen bonds. And like, what about Petra's here? Seems you cannot deepen your bond at this time. Why is that a different message? So yeah, there's some that we're just not going to be able to get anymore, which is unfortunate, and there's a lot that we're still missing. However, there's a lot that we're not. So, early stream? It's a little bit early. Not too early enough, though. However, I'm going to sit and watch cutscenes for however long. I'm going to have a little cider as a treat. So, let's watch some cutscenes.
Oh, Edelgard. I'm glad I found you. Got a few?
Of course. What is it?
I know I should have expected that there would be some that would be blocked
remember
off,
how
but still.
Hubert laid into me after the Knights of Saros raided Enbar? It got
Secret
me
movie
thinking.
stream? Yeah, basically.
What do I need to do for you to trust me again?
Nothing. Hubert and I stopped doubting you the moment that business was behind us.
I don't know if we believe that, but all right.
You worked tirelessly for me, and I'm grateful for that. So please, there's no need to worry.
But what about those who slither in the dark? They're definitely back, and they're not going away without a fight.
That's right. They're
Honestly,
still in the
it kinda
position
feels
where,
like
like,
there's more I should be doing to help. Like I'm just floating around without a purpose or something.
we did just try to, like,
Very well.
murder
What
everyone
do you
that one
propose?
time.
If
I also
had to
find it
pick
very
something,
strange that we've
I'd say
confirmed that we're
protecting you
at
would be
least
my top
partially a
priority.
Garthan.
Everyone's got a bone to pick with you, especially the church and those who slither in the dark. And they won't rest till they have your head. After all, the Imperial Army
I love the tiny little eye moving off to the side, like, yeah.
And I figure Hubert will stay off my back as long as I put my energy into keeping you safe. Then you can lead us to victory.
I'm surprised we
and
never
we'll
got
all
any
live
more,
trustfully
like,
ever
firm,
after.
definitive answers about
Perhaps.
what
but I
Chez's
think you're
deal is.
forgetting something.
Other than that, she seems
The
to be
only way
housing
to
the
protect
consciousness
me
of
is
an
by
immortal
staying at my side.
Garthan somehow.
And therein lies a conundrum. Allowing you that close to me would in itself be proof of my trust, without which you would have never earned such an opportunity in the first place.
I know that. Still, I can't help but feel like that's what I've got to do to prove myself to you. Please, Edelgard.
It is
Even if
refreshing
it
that
just means
Edelgard is
shielding
not,
you
like,
from your
immediately
enemies.
overwhelmingly smitten with the player character in this case.
Very well.
Shez
Do
has
as
too
you
many
will.
emotions.
In the meanwhile, I'll tell Hubert. Well, I'm not entirely sure what I will tell him. At the very least, we know those who slither in the dark are able to shapeshift at will. So, in a way, it doesn't matter who I choose to surround myself with. They could just as well turn out
Yeah,
to be
that is
someone
gotta-
wholly different.
I don't really know if they ever had a way of reckoning with that in universe, right? The fact that literally anyone, that they can look like literally anyone.
Thanks, Edelgard.
Like,
I honestly could have sworn you
fucked
were going
up.
to say no.
that's actually fucked up.
Of course.
And the
What I
only thing that
truly
keeps it from
want
being
to
out of
know
control
is
is that
why
there's
you
a
risked
limited
your
number
life
of them
just
that
to
act
earn my
openly, right?
trust.
Do you really have to ask?
If there were
You
like
reshaped
even
my
more than
entire
just like
life.
a critical mass of Agarthans, I imagine it'd be
Before
a
I
scenario
met
where you
I had
literally could not
nobody.
trust
I
anyone.
was nobody. But you still chose me of all people to command one of your armies.
Email for sponsorship with the mobile game, really giving Raid
Now
Shadow
I can't
Legends
walk down the
vibes.
street
Nice.
without people yelling my
Shapeshifters?
name. And I've got a great life surrounded by amazing
Deep-seated
friends.
existential dread. Oh
All
yeah,
of it
hey Henri.
possible because of
Yeah,
you.
the Agarthans, Wheelbaron. Because they can look like anyone. Like, and in the game, in Three Houses, they looked like they took the faces of Monica and Arundel and Tomas, a lot of people. But
That's not true. You would not have earned
there's
this
still only a
post if
limited
you
number of
lacked the
them that can
talent.
do that, at least as far as we know.
Maybe now, but before you came along, nobody in the Empire gave a Pegasus's backside about talent. You gave me a seat at
got
the
Ditto
table
running
when
around.
No one else would.
That's still my favorite thing to come out of the Pokemon
see.
movies. Seeing the Ditto
If
lady.
you want proof you've changed the world, just take a look at me. Because this gal, she's a whole new person thanks to you.
Aww. Anyway, one
Good
down,
news.
like
We've
50 to go.
dislodged another foothold. Those who slither in the dark held in Empire territory.
Good news. That's great. So that soldier was one of theirs after
Questionable
all.
Ditto-woman relations, right?
It
Ugh.
was. It's uncanny how you managed to identify their agents so precisely. Ordinary spies would be one thing, but these villains are another entirely.
I'd like to say it's just intuition, but there's more.
Oh
to it
wait,
than
do we
that.
have like the ability to
It's my
find
power.
Agarthans?
Their magic is almost identical to the one I use. So it's not hard
Oh,
for me to pick up on.
so we're a living Agarthan detector. Okay,
Plus, we
fair
have
enough.
Hubert to thank for connecting the dots between the two.
How strange that you would hold
I
such
mean,
an
I guess that
important key.
makes it easier.
The more I look back, the more I realize. Without you among our ranks, I may never have broken the stranglehold those who slither in the dark exerted on the Empire.
Yeah, that makes sense because
Me?
the
What
way
did I
that
do?
the way this game seems to be characterized, right? The way that differentiates it from Three Houses
Our
is
hidden foe was deeply entrenched in
the
almost
thing that
every
changes is the
facet
fact
of
that
the
Shez
Dresden
lives,
society.
right? During her encounter
The
with
two were
Byleth.
almost
Presumably she's just
inseparable.
dead through the entirety of Three Houses. But if she lives, then she's the one that winds up meeting them. She winds up getting into Garreg Mach alongside the Chosen House, and then she helps. Her presence there is what helps uncover Tomas as early as they do, which leads them to be able to save Monica. And like, there's a whole lot of things that fall into place just because Shez is alive in there.
And so I turned a blind eye to the lives that were being lost to their cruel designs, opting instead to focus my energy on preparing for war. But then you came along and helped show me a way to kill two snakes with one stone, as it were. You were the cog that was missing from the turnwheel, the one final push that urged me to act.
Yeah, sure. Whatever that means. You can be so confusing sometimes, you know that?
Forgive me.
She is unimpressed with us.
You may be the only person I know who would look an emperor in the eye and speak their mind so freely.
I don't know. I could totally see Ferdinand doing it too.
Yes, I can see your point. It was my mistake.
Like how she's like, my mistake for
In
thinking
any
that you'd
case,
be able
I'd
to
like you
handle
know
that
just
thought,
how
dumbass.
pleased I am to have you fighting alongside us. You were a perfect stranger who owed nothing to the Empire. Yet you're still here. That means much.
It wasn't that big a deal. I just needed some gold and figured if anyone was gonna have the coin to spare, it'd be the Empire.
You know, some things are best left unsaid.
Oh, and you were really quick to compliment me back at the academy. That left an impression for sure.
I do appreciate how
I mean,
Shez is allowed
most
to have a
nobles don't give us
personality, and
enough
that
for the time of
personality
day.
is
But you were different.
kind of a dumbass.
Arval tried to convince me I was just picking up on your rosy qualities. but I knew that was who you really were.
It's nice to hear you say that.
And hey, I was right about you. I wouldn't be shining half as bright as I am today if I didn't hitch my wagon to yours. Trust me, no regrets here. Anyway, back to it. Victory is so close I can almost smell it. And I'll be
Embarrassed
right here by your
Edelgard is
side the
good,
rest of the
Edelgard.
way. No stopping till we've united all of Fodlan.
Can't wait to see what her
We
supports
will
with
reach
Monica
the
are
end
like.
of this path soon. All of us. Together.
Yay! That's one down on Shez's. See, that only took like 10 minutes.
In that case, you should just keep picking commoners like me for all the important jobs. Strength in numbers, right? The more of us there are, the less anyone will be able to complain.
I believe your point to be a sound one, but putting it into action will only heighten our chance of failure. Try as you may to troll a river for jewels, you will most often find yourself hauling up mere pebbles instead.
Wow, Hubert.
I get what you mean, I think. Accidentally picking the wrong person could really hurt the Emperor's reputation.
Hubert,
And
you
provide the
gotta learn to
perfect
chill out, bro.
opening for nobles who want nothing more than for commoners to be kept in their place.
Hubert.
An utter
Hubert really said
disgrace.
we can't put noble.
Here
We,
stand
Hubert
amidst
really
the
said
flames of
we
war,
can't put
yet
commoners
some
in
on
noble
our side
positions,
only seek to
otherwise
drag their compatriots down.
it'll. Otherwise, it'll be used as ammunition for why we can't put commoners in noble positions. Dude, settle down.
There is no rot as fetid as that which plagues our foul aristocracy. It would not surprise
Tell us how you
me
really
if they
feel, bro.
breathed noxious fumes.
Yeah, I guess they are pretty bad when you put it that way.
At any rate, it seems you must be the one to plow forward, for the time being.
Come again?
You are a mercenary, Captain, no? Surely there are worthy candidates for promotion among your subordinates. The situation would be far less volatile if any potential appointees came with your direct
Oh, so you're
endorsement.
throwing the responsibility on us then. I see.
Oh, good.
Nice.
No pressure at all. And if the person I pick doesn't work out?
Assuming they are not wholly indefensible, we would do our utmost to shield them from criticism. Though I suppose if worst came to worst, we would be forced to sever ties with them. And you.
Hubert! Hubert! Can you have a conversation without, like, just coldly threatening to kill someone?
I can respect that. Protecting the Emperor is priority number one.
Indeed. It is the first and only priority. Do note, though, you needn't force yourself to pick someone if you fear the consequences.
See, he's falling into, like, the
Right.
fucking
Got
model
it.
citizen trap here, right? Where he's like,
I guess
we
in the
can't
meantime,
promote
I'll let you
anyone
know if I
commoner
think
to
of anyone
positions
who
of
might
power
be
yet,
able to
because
handle the job.
if one of them fucks it up, it'll be used as evidence for why we can't do the whole
Let's keep
project
whole
rather
severing
than...
ties thing to
Oh,
the
it's
real
evidence that they're
worst-case
human,
scenario,
exactly as
okay?
human as the people currently doing those jobs.
You might look the calm
Come
and
on,
logical
dude.
type.
Come
but
on,
I know
dude.
Your emotions
You
can
got-
get the better of
you're
you
better than this.
sometimes.
Keener insight than I expected. Perhaps you truly are the right person for this task.
Hubert getting
Quite
called
the
out.
eye you have on you.
I don't think he's physically or emotionally capable of that.
Thanks.
Fair enough.
My vision's not too bad, I guess.
On an interesting
No.
note, there
If you
I
could
have
only
seen
pair with
a
some intellect,
larger number
we
than I
would have a
would have
true
expected of
wonder on our
fan
hands.
fiction written with Hubert being trans femme specifically, which honestly, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Seems you cannot deepen your bond at this time. Does that mean I'll be able to later? I don't. Okay, because missed the opportunity. There must be like a post-game chapter or something. Like, I don't think this is going to be like Three Houses where like you finish the game and you're done. I think there's going to be a post-game chapter or something in this. Because it seems like stuff like this. You cannot deepen your bond at this time. That means like we will be able to soon? I don't know. Sleepy boy.
Ah, it's you. How's it going? Any developments to report?
You mean with my power? Not really, no.
Perhaps using it regularly won't be enough to provoke growth. Good to know.
Hey, I thought you said you weren't interested. I mean, how many times are you gonna come ask me if anything's changed before you're happy?
Weren't you the one so keen on piquing my interest? I only wanted to check how that was going.
Wow, rude.
If you don't think it's possible, just tell me and I'll stop asking.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not happening.
What? But this was all your idea. How cruel of you to stoke my excitement only to back out at the first sign of adversity.
We
Come
literally
on,
did what you
just
told
keep
us to
trying
do,
a little
bro.
longer.
Settle down.
How about this? Describe the circumstances in which you first awakened to your power. Maybe we can reproduce the situation and see if lightning doesn't strike twice.
Well, I was staring death in the face when it happened. I'd been beaten
All
so
right,
badly,
starts
I
charging
could
spell
barely
right in front of her
stand.
face.
But I kept telling myself I wasn't ready to die yet. Then out of nowhere, it just came to me.
I suppose we shouldn't try to recreate those conditions. Nobody wants a dead officer on their hands. Let's consider some other potentially relevant factors. Who was your opponent? Where did the struggle take place? What time of day was it? Do you think your emotions played any part in it?
I was fighting the Ashen Demon of all people. I'm sure we could arrange another sparring session.
Just be like, hey, Byleth, get in here real
As
quick
for
and
the
threaten my
when and
life again.
where, we
Just
were
make
in
it
the
real
forest
convincing,
at
okay?
night. Pretty sure it was a full moon, too.
Oh my god, Shez is a
That
werewolf.
leaves my emotional state. But I don't know how I could replicate the intense emotions
the only
of
logical
being
conclusion.
at the brink of death like that.
I see. That context would prove quite tricky to simulate. And if your power functions similar to a crest, revealing itself even when you don't intend it, that leaves only one option. Observing you on the battlefield at all times. This is turning out to be more work than I signed up for.
You can do it,
Weren't you telling me
Linhardt.
not
I
to
believe
give
in
up
you.
Just a second ago. If I can do it, then so can you.
I
I'm not so
really
sure.
don't. I really feel like the way they've written Linhardt's character just never lands with me. Like, Sleepy Boy I can get behind, but like...
So in the end, it seems we're no closer to unveiling the truth about your powers. I suppose we can conclude that they're incredibly dangerous, considering all that has happened. Yet it still somehow feels like we're right back where we started without even the slightest clue.
You can
It's
say
weird
that
seeing that
again.
right after the first one, but yeah, whatever.
At this rate, the war will be over and done with by the time we make any headway.
That would admittedly be cause for celebration, at least. Your power, like that of a crest, is undoubtedly meant to be wielded as an instrument of war.
It's
And
weird
as the
hearing him
tides
say
of
aloud
battle
exactly the
recede,
fact that
your
crests are
chances of encountering a
explicitly
life or death
tools of
situation
war,
grows slimmer and slimmer.
which is interesting.
Therefore, you'll be forced to use your power less and less often. And that's probably for the
Shez
best.
is a werewolf is a sentence that would spawn so much art of various kinds.
True. The less reason to
You're
unleash
not
this
wrong.
on the
You're
world,
not wrong.
The better.
You know, they say even a hero's relic, wielded by its corresponding crest bearer, will still drain a portion of that person's life. it's reasonable to suspect your power could have a similar impact on both your body and mind.
Oh shit.
Hey, you're starting to scare me here. Honestly, I was just planning on going back to being a regular old mercenary after the war ends.
That's an interesting question. Like,
Can't
what
really
is?
imagine
What are
life
you
without
planning
a
on
blade
doing,
in my
Shez?
hand, you know?
Huh?
I should have guessed. I imagine your expert services will be in high demand even once the conflict is over.
Huh? I guess just.
In fact,
And
Edelgard
the
herself
battle
seemed keen on
continues,
asking
huh?
you to settle down in Embar to support the Empire.
Really? Not that I'm not flattered, of course, but putting down roots isn't really my thing.
No, I suppose not. Though I have to admit, it would put my mind at ease to have you by my side once this is all over.
Oh my God, Linhardt, did you just try to flirt?
You want me by your side?
Oh my
you-
God.
Care to elaborate on that?
Consider the possibilities. A seemingly unarmed attendant who's able to produce a sword in the blink
Oh,
of an
that's
eye.
okay. Well, you had a
It
moment,
would be
buddy.
a great crime deterrent, don't you think? You'd prove quite handy on my travels.
Get upset at him.
You should really pick your words more carefully, Linhardt. You almost gave a gal the wrong idea there.
Perhaps that idea is exactly what. I
God
intended.
damn, why is he so?
Hold on.
Why is what?
Oh well. Look
Wait,
at the
what?
time. It seems
Did
I've
we just
forgotten
read that
an
same
urgent matter I need to
conversation?
attend to. Bye for now.
Did Linhardt just pull out like some bad flirt game and then decide to fucking drop the mic and leave? Jesus Christ, dude.
Wait, Linhardt, come back.
What a dick. Yeah, that'll do it. Shez reading fan fictions about herself. Oh no. She hasn't even talked to Rhea in this timeline yet. We have to. Oh god, is she gonna be able to support Rhea?
Wow, that was amazing.
Linhardt, he's such a
You
little
really know
shit,
your way around
right?
the sword.
God.
Oh, hey, Caspar. You were looking pretty good yourself. Wait, haven't we had this conversation before?
I don't know. Must be because you're always sweeping the floor out there. Looks like I've still got my work cut out if I ever want to catch up to you.
You're right, you do. How's this? I'll keep winning, and you can keep eating my dust.
Hey, this thing's just kicking off, and I'm not going down without a fight. Anyway, let's get back to training. I'm gonna really knock your socks off this time.
God, Kaspar's
Bring
look
it
is.
on.
I gotta admit, Kaspar's look in this
Actually,
game is
hold
really
on a
good
sec.
for him.
Come on, what's the big idea? You trying to throw me off my game?
That's not it. I was just thinking, we've been training together a lot lately. But if we're doing all the same drills at all the same intensity, then aren't we just gonna get stronger at the same rate? Nobody's closing any gaps, that's for sure.
Mmm. Held back by math.
Oh, you do have a point.
Kaspar getting frightened at the
Yeah,
mention of math.
definitely have a point. But you know what? I don't care.
You don't?
Nope. I mean, I don't want to run off and do some cool secret training without you. Sounds boring if you ask me. Or sorta cheating? I want to face you head on. Same drills or not, I'm gonna blow past you no problem. Well, you fired up now?
God, I want his hair to be yellow. Make him look like Tiny Saiyan.
Fired up. Friend, I'm the flames. And trust me, you're about to get burned.
Only one way
I'm
to
glad.
find out,
I'm glad
and I'm
we get
putting
fully
my bet
voiced
down
Shez,
on old
Shez
Caspar.
support combo, so we can hear
It's
her being
incredible
a
just
dork.
how focused you are, Caspar. I'm honestly kind of impressed.
Can't be afraid of something you
There aren't
reject the
many
existence
people
of.
like you
Fair
joining up
enough.
with mercenary groups, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah? I'd have no idea myself. But hey, let's both give this our best shot. The tougher we get, the quicker we can end this war once and for all.
And at the end of the day, that's the goal here. Let's never lose sight of that.
Aw, worm. All right, Caspar. What's your A rank look like?
Perfect timing, Caspar. I was just looking for you.
You were? Oh, I get it. You want to go a few rounds, huh? Fine. We'll take you down without even breaking a sweat.
Caspar, settle down, please.
Well, no, I mean, okay, yes, at some point, but that's not what I'm here for. Your dad's around, right? I was sort of hoping I could get a session in with him. You know, a little lesson from the Minister
I admit, it's kind of
Military
interesting that the
Affairs
Minister of
himself.
Military Affairs is expected to actually perform on the battlefield in addition to,
might
you know,
not wanna do that.
being the minister. That's
Why
that's a
not?
really
You're training
power
with him,
move.
aren't you?
Mathematics is the unknowable eldritch
sure,
core of
but I've been
Caspar's
doing that
world
since I
and the
could
real
barely
world.
even talk.
Math is great, but you're also right.
And it still knocks my backside into next month. A regular person like you wouldn't stand a chance.
What about this looks regular to you? Come on, I'm serious.
Got him.
Don't say I didn't warn you. You want my advice? Don't eat anything beforehand if you don't want to be cleaning it off your armor later. Oh, and cancel all your plans for after, because I can guarantee you are not going to make them. Just keep that in mind, okay?
Doesn't phase me or phases me. Definitely phases me.
Come on, is it really that bad? I appreciate the advice, but I think I'll be fine.
Hey, better to be ready than get blindsided by the pain. Trust me, I've lived it.
True.
Training with my father? It's a marathon of blood, sweat, and tears that'll leave you feeling like you're face to face with the goddess herself.
And
Hey, you still alive?
I can't feel my legs.
yeah, that checks
Don't
out.
worry, you'll be fine. You're just out of energy is all. You know, my father praised you. Nobody's ever kept up with him as long as you did. Apparently, he's gonna come up with even tougher training now.
You did
Though
so
I
well at
really
training,
wish
he's
he
gonna make it
wouldn't.
harder on the rest of us. Thanks,
I
Shez.
think I underestimated you, Caspar. I don't know how you can handle training like that every day.
Getting used to it was kind of my only choice growing up. I mean, I'm not as clever as you, so I had to make up for it by being tough as nails. That's why I'm always so gung-ho about getting stronger. Though, I don't know if that's really the most efficient way to go about it.
No, that training... Efficiency has nothing to do with it. I think I get where that unwavering focus of yours comes from now.
Yeah? Well, in any case, I'm glad you're still alive.
Glad
and
the
kicking.
training didn't kill you. Let's go hang out.
Our enemies aren't gonna know what hit them next time we get out on the battlefield.
Yeah. All this suffering would have been for nothing if we don't get the results to back it up.
You know, it's a nice change of pace seeing you like this.
Oh my god, Caspar, settle down.
Please don't laugh at my pain.
Please don't laugh at my pain. Alright, Bernie. Who's ready for maximum Bernie hours? Yeah, that's about right.
Bernadetta, what's wrong? Is there a rat in the base?
Wait, a rat? Nobody told me about a rat! Oh no, oh no, oh no! It's gonna nibble on all my snacks!
It's not gonna nibble your snacks.
Sorry, I think I kind of threw you off track there. What's horrible exactly?
Well, you see, there was this lady in the camp earlier who didn't look scary at all and even seemed kind of
Okay,
nice.
yeah, I can see how that'd be horrible.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Shyness and fear of strangers got you
Oh
down,
no,
huh?
Anna, what did you
Let's
do?
see if I have something that can help. Thanks. I think I've got just
Oh
the herb.
no! Oh no!
It's gonna put you out a good few gold coins, but this baby will do wonders for relieving
Bernadetta's like,
stress.
help! I'm having a hard time being around people, and I'm stressed and really scared. And I was like, I got just the thing for you. Have you tried weed?
And then, I've got something a little more.
She even
shall
said
we
it's
say,
pot.
tasteful, real under the table kind of stuff. It's a pot that makes people like you.
It's a pot,
I
huh?
would probably recommend
Okay.
against it, but the thing's on sale if you really want it. You okay there? I just remembered something. Oh, how could you forget, Bernie? There are lots of scary people out there who pretend to look nice just so they can prey on you. And you must be one of them!
Bernadetta really
Well,
said
that
no
was
to
weird.
drugs.
I'm not that scary, am I?
Aw. Hey, look, Anna showed up in this game for a little bit,
That's how it all
and she's gone.
happened. I would have been dragged off and murdered if it wasn't for you.
But wasn't that just Anna? She's here all the time selling her wares.
I mean, selling
well,
other
just the
stuff
most
under the table,
reputable
too. Don't
stuff.
worry about it.
I don't think she's trying to cheat anyone. And she's definitely not a murderer. This is all my fault. I should go apologize to her later.
Wait, how is this your fault, Shez?
Huh? She's not evil?
I mean, she's a capitalist, but
Not that
I
I know
guess,
of.
you know what? In that
I'm
sense,
also
she is
pretty
inherently
sure it's
evil.
not the first time you've met her.
I don't know. I'm bad with faces.
Yeah, that checks out, too.
You're pretty judgmental, you know that?
Huh?
What do we do? What do we do?
Put a bow in her hand and point her in the right
How about
direction.
this? There's this merc I've got in my crew. A real terrifying looking hunk of muscle. Sweetest little teddy bear on the inside, though. If anyone's gonna help you overcome this, it's him.
Okay, I accept this challenge. You've got this, Bernie.
Oh, all right, all right. Let's see how that works out.
Oh, hi.
Bernadetta, listen. I'm sorry about what happened back there.
Oh, no.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. I'm the one who should be apologizing.
I didn't realize things could even go that bad. I'm glad we managed to get you in front of the meanest looking guy in my company. But that didn't last long before the nerves got to you. Quickest I've ever seen someone run, let me tell you.
And then I accidentally stepped on that horse's tail, so it started going wild and totally trashed the place.
Wait, what?
It'll probably take weeks for them to clean that up. Oh, you really did it this time, Bernie.
Kind of a shame. It would have been way cheaper to just buy the herbs from Anna and be done with it.
Yeah, just buy those herbs.
Oh.
Okay, that's a
And with
that's
how
a
much
Bernie
repairs
face.
ended up
Okay.
being, we could have even tossed in that creepy pot.
No.
That aside, though, you still want to do something about your shyness, right?
Bernadetta's
I
shocked
can see why
expression
this
needs
is
a
bigger
little bit of
problem than your whole staying indoors thing.
maybe needs
Your
one more
anxieties
once
can be
over, huh?
Quite the hurdle to overcome.
You're right. But hey, I haven't been keeping to myself at all lately. Bernie's out in the open.
Either way, now we know how things turn out when we try to force the issue. Looks like we're better off taking an incremental approach.
How's that work?
Well, we can start by having you hide nearby while I talk to someone you're afraid of.
Oh my god. They're really
And,
gonna
I don't
personify
know,
her.
If the conversation
Or,
gets
you mean, like,
interesting,
yeah,
maybe you
do
can
it.
come out and join in?
I'm not going to care whether it's interesting or not. It doesn't matter if they're serious or boring or the most fascinating person in the world. All I care about is that they don't scare me.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be tough to manage on its own, huh?
Well, maybe the incremental
I just realized that
approach won't
Bernadetta
actually be as hard as
intentionally
we think.
Coordinates her outfit with her hair.
Really? How do you
She's like,
figure?
My hair is purple, and you know what? I'm going to intentionally wear
Used to
mostly
think you were
purple
pretty
outfits.
terrifying. But with all this
That's
stuff we've been
a
doing
decision.
together, I've actually gotten used to you. And now I'm not really shy around you, am I?
Not exactly flattered to hear that, but, well, I guess I'll just be glad I don't scare you anymore. Sounds like spending time with someone
Shez
the
is
key,
less inherently
which means we'll just
terrifying
have to
than
toss you straight into the deep end and see if you can
Byleth
swim.
is, it seems.
Ah, no, not the deep end! I hate the deep end!
Sorry,
Wait.
just messing with
Implication being that they have swimming pools in
you.
Foden.
Anyway, here's hoping you and I can keep getting closer, Bernadetta.
Right.
Yo, so many A-rank friends. Who's next on the list? Dorothea.
And that reminds me, I actually found myself at a Noble's tea party not too long ago.
Oh, you must be talking about Ferdy, right? He does love his tea.
No. It happened while I was doing some work as a bodyguard. The nobles who threw the party even gave me a cup of tea to show their appreciation. I didn't really know what to make of it, though. Hard to say if it was even good or bad.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Shez. Tea is kind of tea to me.
Settings like that tend to choke the flavor out of any food or drink you happen to come across, among other things.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm built for all that fancy stuff. Hey, remember when I asked you to sing for me? You belted out a verse from one of your operas. It kind of reminded me of that tea. It's like, I just don't have the background for that sort of stuff. If you don't grow up in it, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everyone has a right to those things, though. Taking in a tragic opera, letting an elegant meal dance across your taste buds. Nobody should be excluded from those pleasures just because they were born a commoner.
Dorothea's solution to classism is everyone is bougie now.
I'm not so sure that's how it works, though. Take my time back as a mercenary. I would have gladly eaten a half-cooked rat if it meant I was getting food in my belly. It's only since I joined up with this army that my palate's become a little more discerning.
Weird that being in the
What
army
I'm
would make
saying
your
is,
palate
if
discerning.
you never have the chance to eat good food, then you'll never know what good food is supposed to taste like. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but...
In that case...
Dorothea?
Oh, sorry. I got a bit caught up in my thoughts there. But I think it might be just
It's
as
weird
you
seeing
say.
Dorothea without her hat in this.
Will you indulge me for a moment?
Sure, what's on your mind?
I don't know
When
if I
first
like her
started
design
singing,
in
I did it
this.
for me. Only me.
I don't know if I like her
But
her
it wasn't long
2-year
until
time skip
Manuela
design.
discovered my gift.
It's not-
So, I joined the opera company. It felt... incredible. I wanted the whole world to hear my singing. But once I became a songstress, I started attracting more and more attention from the nobles. Before I knew it, I wasn't singing for myself anymore. I was singing for them. Now you can't even appreciate my songs if you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
I don't think that's true at all. Everyone can learn to love it if they want. The only reason I didn't understand was because I didn't have much interest in opera before now. So don't belittle
Also,
yourself
opera
like
seems
that.
like
Your
a very
singing is
fundamentally
incredible,
like
Dorothea.
difficult thing to
appreciate that.
translate, right?
I really
Because
do.
for opera to work, you
But
have to have like all
I
this
still can't help
infrastructure
but
and stuff
wonder.
in place, right? Empire spent most of its war budget on good food to heighten morale. Considering the current state of Fodlan, it works. Fair enough. I guess you can't argue with results.
La 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 la.
Oh, hey!
La 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 la.
She's singing the Three Houses main theme. Edge of Dawn.
How was that?
Yeah, good.
Still the same reaction, huh?
Sorry, me and singing just don't mix very well. Though, it did make me feel warm inside. Kinda like I was a kid again.
I don't
My
think that's what
mom.
Edge of Dawn is about, Shez.
Hey, you do get it. That was a lullaby from a long, long time ago.
Huh.
Nowadays, nobody remembers the lyrics, though. Or sings it to their children, for that matter.
Really? Edge of Dawn
Lullaby, huh?
canonically
I
exists
guess
in the
that's why
universe,
it
huh?
took me back the
Alright.
way it did. But wait, if nobody knows the words, how are you so sure that's even what it is? Just from how it sounds?
Well, there was this scholar who researched it a few years ago and said as much. Couldn't tell you if they were right, though.
Huh.
Huh. Honestly, I kind of like that it didn't have any words.
Well, bad news.
That way it can hit you straight in the heart without all that lyrics and meaning stuff getting in the way.
I'm glad to hear you giving music a little more thought now.
And I'm glad I've had so many chances to listen to you sing. Your voice touches people, Dorothea, even if they don't have the knowledge to really appreciate the high-level art of it. I mean, look at me. Bottom of the barrel, and you still practically move me to tears.
Oh, come now, don't talk about yourself like that.
Shez's
doesn't
music
really
collection
bother
just
me.
consists of
I'm
top
not
40
wrong,
stuff.
am I?
Stuff she
No
heard on the
birth
radio
horns,
once, and she was
no
like,
real
yeah, that sounds
background to
pretty
speak
good.
of, the whole wandering merc gig. It is what it is.
That's quite the positive attitude. I'll have to try a little bit of that myself sometime. In the meantime, I've once again been able to rethink my singing thanks to you. I lost much of my emotion about the craft during my time as a diva, but I can feel it coming back now.
You really are incredible, you know that?
How do you mean?
I don't know, there's just something beautiful about the way you speak.
Aww.
It's like your thoughts just come out of your mouth fully formed, almost perfect, then find their way straight into people's hearts. Probably has something to do with all the training you did to become a diva, and all the training you've continued doing since. Meanwhile, here I am struggling to even make proper sentences when I try to talk about your singing.
Yeah, no, talking about music
Thank
is
you
hard,
for the
Shez.
kind
You and me
words.
both.
It makes me feel a lot better hearing you say those things about me. But for the record, I don't think you're bad with words at all. Even your little speech now was the definition of smooth. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were trying to flirt with me.
Oh. Oh, and that's that. All right, then. Good job. Let's see what Petra's up to.
This war is going on and on. Do you think we will ever have sight of the end?
Yeah, I do. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but it's definitely out there on the horizon.
We are in the last chapter after all, Petra.
It will be good to be putting this war behind us. When the war is finished, what are you wishing to do?
That's a pretty big question.
Then I will give more clarity. How will you be supporting yourself when your contract is completed? If you have the desire, you could come to Bridget with me.
Wait, seriously? I thought you were just pulling
Oh,
my
shit.
leg about that.
Alternate future where we just take
I
on a
would never
contract
be pulling
working
your
in
legs.
Bridget then, huh?
Also, I am speaking with seriousness. After losing the war with the Empire, Bridget
Huh,
was
I can
forced
see
into
it.
becoming a vassal
I can see it.
state. But this war is giving Bridget the chance to stand on equal feet again. We will be opening our borders to Fodlan. The exchanges between us will flourish. I am needing a person I can trust to give me help with this. Please, accept my apologies if the offer was given
No,
with too
that
much
sounds like a
suddenness.
cool-ass future, actually. Hold on. No, that's awesome.
It's not that. I was just taking a moment to admire you. This war has been particularly ugly, and it seems like we're tearing each other apart on a daily basis. But people like you and Edelgard are already thinking about what comes next, how to plan for it. You're every bit the ruler they
Still
are.
is strange that we have just
No,
like the
I am
empress
different.
of the empire and
I am
also
the, queen of
the leader
Bridget.
of a foreign country in our army.
We are the
Just
proud
on the front
eyes
lines fighting
placed
people.
upon the sea by the spirits.
Strange
who are
thing.
watching over us to this day. Our future has the brightness of the sun. I am hoping you will be at my side as we are shaping it.
Powerful words, and I'm happy you put that much stock in me. Honestly, it's a good fit. I've got nothing tying me down. No family, no titles, no property to speak of.
I am not asking for your answer in this moment. I know your sword is sold right now. But when this war is over, I hope the making of a decision is at the top of your to-be-doing list. That is why I am approaching you so early. Because I am very, very sweet.
Fair enough. I'll keep that in mind.
Hearing Petra say the phrase, I am
I
very,
don't blame
very
you for
sneaky.
trying to sneak ahead of the competition.
Good shit.
Honestly,
Good shit.
I'm kind of flattered. So, how about this? Let's both make it through this war unscathed and decide what comes next together.
Yay! So many A. Look at all these green A ranks we got here. So many of them. Hi, Monica.
You wanted to talk, Monica? This is an interesting choice of location.
I hear you've been going above and beyond lately. That you perform miracles each time you set foot on the battlefield.
Why are you complimenting
I love
me all of a
Monica's.
sudden?
I love Monica's
I mean,
sprites in this
things
game.
have been going well, but
Oh, I assure you, I have no ulterior motive. You've helped me out a great deal too, after all. Even Her Majesty praises your fine work. She talks about you so much, in fact, I'm more than a little sick of hearing your name.
Oh, well, I don't know how to deal with that, huh?
oh, she talks about me that much? Wait a sec. You aren't jealous, are you? That wouldn't make any sense.
Indeed, it wouldn't. Why in the world would I be jealous of you?
Clearly jealous.
After all, you are merely Her Majesty's subordinate. Your relationship will never transcend the bounds of master and servant. It will never reach the depths of meaning that Her Majesty and I share.
Best not.
You're totally right. We're not in the same league.
What is this sudden attitude shift? Ah, you don't believe me, do you? It never even crossed my
Monica, I
mind how
promise you.
irritatingly close
We're
you
not
and
trying
Her
to.
Majesty
No,
are.
Monica, it's
Not
fine.
once.
Yeah, you basically just admitted it.
I certainly did not.
You did. You said you were jealous that Edelgard and I are so close.
The word jealous never traversed my lips.
You sure you're not, though?
Perhaps a little.
Girl, you got it
That's what I
bad.
thought.
But so what if I am? I have always been Her Majesty's most devoted admirer.
Uh-huh. True.
Hubert is one thing, but you're just a run-of-the-mill mercenary.
Wow, rude.
To think Her Majesty has uttered your name more times than she has mine, it makes me want to scream my lungs out.
Tell us how you really feel.
You've been counting? Is it really that big a deal? Who cares anyway?
Shez
I
doesn't
care.
understand the gaze
I keep
yet.
track of everything she does. I can't help myself. I can't believe it has come to this. I have no other choice but to ask for your help.
What's come to what now?
Help with what?
I will just have to show you. Come on, let's
I
go.
what? All right. Well, I guess this is happening now. Well, let's see what happens.
Interesting. Her Majesty refrained from drinking tea today. A bit unusual, don't you think? I believe the last time that happened was 15 days ago. Ergo, we can conclude she tends to renounce the beverage when...
Hey, remind me why I'm doing this again. What's the point of recording all this stuff? Why not just hang out with her?
It is not stuff. These are Her Majesty's great exploits. They must be accurately recorded and preserved within the annals of Imperial history.
Not sure I'd call her tea habits great exploits.
You sure?
No one's ever gonna need that information. And how do you remember all this? I couldn't even tell you what I had for breakfast this morning.
I remember everything Her
Right, because
Majesty
Monica has
does.
eidetic memory, doesn't she?
Every word she has ever spoken to me. Every morsel she has ever
Monica
eaten.
min-maxing her
not to
knowledge of
mention where
Edelgard
and
like she's
when
in a
she
dating
ate it.
sim. Yeah, pretty much.
Every sigh that has escaped her lips. Each and every one of her favorite.
Yeah, let's
Just
stop
Monica,
there.
right?
This is all sorts of weird.
Why do you say that? These are simply records that need to be kept.
Didn't she mention at one point that she had eidetic memory? I'm pretty sure she did.
All right, you've convinced me.
So you understand. This is the very reason I have been granted my excellent memory.
But if your memory's so good, then there's no reason for me to help, is there?
Oh, but there is. Her Majesty places a great deal of confidence in you. She
Monica,
often
don't
engages
worry,
you
we're
in
not going to get in your way.
And the two of you spend an insufferable amount of time together.
An insufferable amount of time,
As
huh?
such,
Okay.
You're able to obtain information I could not otherwise verify on my own. There is nobody more qualified than you to assist me in this undertaking.
All right, fine. I get that you're serious about all this. I don't mind lending a hand when I'm not busy. And there doesn't seem to be much harm in it. For Edelgard, anyway.
Spoken like a true confidant of Her Majesty.
Edelgard walks in and is like,
Dependable
hey,
of
what's
you.
going on here?
It's no wonder she trusts you more and more each day, even if it is maddening.
Oh, settle down.
And so, the time has come for me to grant you a very special
Oh, a very special privilege. Oh, tell me.
I will permit you to devote yourself to Her Majesty as a sign of your undying love.
I'm honored, I guess. Does that mean you're not jealous of me anymore?
I suppose not. We will be comrades, joined in our quest to bestow love and affection upon Her Majesty.
That's
All right then.
yeah, that's
I wouldn't get your hopes
there's
up, though.
ways to interpret
I'm
that.
not really sure how I'd show my love for her. Or if I'd even want to.
Very well. You clearly still fail to appreciate the full extent of Her Majesty's charm.
She's not convinced she's one
I
of the
am
gays yet.
confident you will come to your senses the more you assist me. I hope that one day you will ascend and become a true admirer of Her Majesty.
Yeah. You do that.
Has no one told Monica what a fucking lesbian is yet? Someone needs to tell her. Like, hey, take her aside. Like, okay, hold on, girl. Hey, let's you and I have a chat real quick. Hey, Ash, what you supporting?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing?
It's you.
Hey,
What are
Ash.
you doing?
Not much.
Vibing?
Just perusing this tactics book. Have you read it before?
I sure have. It was popular in Leicester a few years back, if I remember right. I picked it up myself back at the monastery, but it was so dense it took me ages to
Monica
finish.
understands the solution to love triangles is a polycule. She just
It's a
doesn't
pretty tough
quite
one,
understand
I'll
what a
give
love
you that.
triangle is.
There's some
Fair
great
enough.
stuff in here too, if you can get past the writing.
Hold on. You were born in a remote mountain village in Ordelia territory, right?
Yeah. What's your point?
I guess I'm just impressed you can handle such an obtuse book, given your upbringing.
I'm impressed you can read, commoner.
I mean, nobles and the children of rich families are taught to read by default.
Oh, that's
Most commoners
literally
never
what.
get the
Okay, well, all right
opportunity.
then.
Honestly, I've been wondering who taught you ever since our time at the academy. I hope I didn't offend you. I'm just curious.
Nah, it's fine.
God damn,
I learned
Ash.
from my mom. Adoptive mom, that is. Looking back on it now, it is kind of weird that someone as smart as her was off living in the middle of nowhere like
Yeah,
that.
that is strange. Huh.
I'm sure she must have had a reason for being there.
I wonder if we'll ever find out, like, what the reason
Hard to
for
say.
Shez's mother
She never liked
taking
talking
her
about
in
her
and being
past,
there is.
So I don't know much beyond what I saw for myself.
At the very least, it's obvious she was well educated. That's clear just from looking at you. Not only can you read and write, but you know arithmetic and how to navigate with a map, too. In that sense, you're not so different from the average noble or knight raised in the lap of luxury.
Huh.
Really? I don't think it's that big a deal, personally.
Oh, but it is. Not many commoners are literate and educated like you
That's, yeah, that's a
are.
problem.
They don't need any of that stuff to make a living, so it's not really
Yo,
viewed
Evie.
as a necessary
Serious mother
skill.
figure to the main character with a hidden power? It's probably not
You know,
important.
I didn't know how
Who
to
knows?
read myself.
Hope you're having a good morning so
until I
far.
met Lenato.
Huh.
We're currently
Now
1
that you
hour
mention
into our
it, I
cutscene
never
viewing
really
party.
saw the other mercs in my company with a book in their hands. Except for the captain, of course. Makes me wonder where my mom
Hold on, I'm
learned all
gonna let
that.
this keep playing for a moment here, but I gotta
But
just 1 second.
it's not
everyone.
like I can ask her now. She's gone.
Oh.
Damn it! I leave for 2 seconds, and it already ends. All right.
Hey, what's wrong? Something on your mind?
What's on your mind, bro?
Kinda, yeah. Remember before when we were talking about my mom? The more I think about it, the more I'm realizing she really was a strange
Oh,
person.
yo, more Shez lore. Give me this
What do
shit.
you mean?
Put it in my veins.
Exactly that. Everything about her was
I know her
kinda
powers came from
just
Arvel, but we've
a
established her
mystery.
sword came from them too, because I'm still in my theory that her adopted mom is an Agarthan, possibly a defector. Maybe. We don't know anything about her mom. Yo, GJ, welcome to the stream. Hope you're ready for cutscene time.
I've spent hours trying to puzzle out how she might have ended up in that remote village, but I keep coming up empty. I mean, someone that smart is rare even in the biggest cities, right? She practically knew everything.
Yeah, I think you know what,
Even
you're
using magic
you're
was a boost for her.
defecting Agarthan.
She may not
Hmm.
have talked much
I
about
like
the
that theory.
past, but can you think of anything she mentioned that could give you a clue? Maybe something about the people she knew, or unique things she
Well, she
owned.
had a laptop computer.
If she did, it's not coming to me. She's been gone so long now.
What other Agarthan technology?
Yeah, nothing
She
really
had-
springs to mind. I don't even have any mementos to remember her by.
She had a plug-in scent, a wall plug-in scent disperser.
Then we'll just have to investigate. I'll help.
Investigate? As in my mom? Where'd that come from?
Well, both of my parents died in an epidemic when me and my siblings were still very young.
Epidemic.
I still have some
Oof.
hazy memories of them.
Yeah, a lot of those
Food
going
they
around.
used to make, that kind of stuff. But that's really all I have left. And since they were commoners, there's almost no record of them. all my searches came up empty. I know how much
Oh,
that hurts.
she also had
so it's not hard for me to
she also had a
sympathize
way
with
to
what you're
launch
going
intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Huh.
What the fuck?
through. Really, it's just so I can get my own closure.
At least it was Epi and not
We don't
Pan.
have to do it if you
True.
don't want to.
Could you imagine if it was Pan?
All right, I'm in. I'd love to learn some more about my mom. Okay then, how are we doing this thing?
The most sensible place to start would be talking to people who knew her.
I do
doubt
love the
anyone in the
idea
village
that
really
her
remembers her,
mother was
though.
also
We weren't exactly
an
the
Agarthan.
most
Actually, you
social
know
family.
what? That actually explains how Shez has come to be, right? If her adoptive mother is like an Agarthan who saw like what Epimenides was doing and then kind of absconded out with Shez. I can see that. I can see that. The only context in which being Pan is bad. True. That is the only context in which being Pan is bad.
Still, someone must have known her. It's impossible to stay completely
sure someone will
unnoticed in those small
Be
mountain
cute and come
towns.
up with another one, but I get
It's
you.
entirely feasible one of the villagers can tell us something. Or, what about the village chief?
If anyone's gonna remember her, it's him. But for all I know, he could be dead by now, too.
Then we'll just have to send a letter and find out. And if we never get a response because no one there can read, well, in that case, we can go ourselves.
Road trip.
Guess it's
Ash
worth
and
a shot.
Shez road trip to find out more
I
about
feel
your
kinda bad sending a
family.
messenger out that far, but we might as well see what happens.
Great. Now come on, let's get started on that letter.
Road trip.
It's been a while since we sent that letter. But we still haven't received
Shez,
a
it's been
response.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Ash, it's been 3
we
minutes.
know the village chief got it, though. And we know he read it. The soldier who delivered it confirmed as much.
But he never wrote back. I wonder why.
Hard to say. Maybe he just doesn't want to get involved. Or maybe he doesn't remember us. Part of me almost wonders if my mom didn't make him promise not to tell me anything.
That would also make more sense if
Not
her
that I have
mother
any
was like
proof she'd
an
do
Agarthan
that.
defector.
It's too bad.
Feel bad
you
sending a
know?
messenger that far,
should
Ash.
probably
That's
assume
literally
we're
their
never
job.
getting
The
a
more far away you
response and
send them,
just
the more
leave
money
it at
they'll
that.
charge.
And we don't
Yeah,
have
fair
any other
enough.
leads either, so there's not much point holding out hope. I mean, yeah, I want to know more about my mom, but it's not the end of the world if I can't. You had to give up learning about your parents too, right?
I did, but
No matter what kind of past my mom had, she'll always be my mom. And I'll always be me.
I'm liking this headcanon more and more.
I know that she put every bit of herself into raising me, and that's what matters. There's nothing more important than that in my book.
you're right. Whatever your parents did before they had you, and wherever they are now, they'll always be your parents.
Glad you
Like, I'm more and
understand.
more convinced that Shez is probably a test tube
And hey,
baby
not
somewhere
knowing the
from
truth lets me
Agartha,
make
right?
up all sorts of stories
Because-
about her in my head.
It seems like she was made as explicitly to be a vessel for the consciousness of Epimenides. But the fact that we wound up somewhere very much not in Agartha seems like a, like maybe our adopted mother absconded with us on purpose.
Oh, you mean like imagining she was actually a high-ranking noble, forced into obscurity?
Not a bad idea.
Hey Vivian, say
but
hello
not
for the
totally
camera.
Original either. I was thinking more
It's
along
not a
the
camera,
lines
it's
of
a microphone.
legendary knight, known throughout every inch of Fodlan.
I'm sorry for lying to you, Vivian.
Or maybe a mysterious adventurer who came from somewhere far beyond its borders.
Oh,
Would
the
be
stream where I
incredible
literally
if it were
don't
true.
play the game
And it
for
would certainly explain why she was so knowledgeable.
4 hours? We're probably gonna need like 2 streams to get
Still,
through all this shit. I'm just
I'm
realizing.
Sorry, I couldn't help you in
We're not even through all of Shez's support conversations yet, and it's been over an hour.
Without you, I never would have spent all this time thinking about my mom and who she really was. So even though we came up empty-handed, I'd say the journey itself was entirely worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I should probably get going. Just remembered I've got a huge to-do list, and not
Ash totally
nearly
fantasized
enough
about his
time
parents
to do
being
it.
secret nobles. That was 100% projecting. I agree. Absolutely.
Huh? I could have sworn I saw the commander here a moment ago.
Oh, you just missed them. I can take a message if you want, though.
Ash is our personal answering
In that
machine.
case, please deliver this letter.
What? So we going to even get to know what's in the letter? That's bullshit right there. That's some bullshittery. Oh, that is... Also, it's very funny, but absolutely in character that Ash is our personal answering service.
You're a lifesaver, Mercedes. Could you help me tend to this soldier's wounds next?
Lady Mercedes, where would you like me to put this?
Oh, yes, just a moment, please.
You really have your hands full, Mercedes.
They really did
Anything
that.
I can
Yeah,
pitch
they
in on?
really did. On the A rank,
Oh,
too, so there's no
goodness.
way to know
I
more.
appreciate your offer, but I couldn't possibly ask you to take time out of your day to assist me in these tasks.
Hey, don't be like that. Anyone who's still got the legs to stand on after a battle needs to do whatever they can to help. I'm no physician, but I can at least help get some of this stuff organized.
But you only just returned from combat yourself. Aren't you exhausted?
Hey, I could turn that question right back on you. You were there fighting with us that whole time.
I suppose that's true. But are you sure you don't mind lending a hand?
You know what? Actually, we do mind lending a hand. Let's
Sure
get the
as
fuck out of
anything.
here.
Just tell me what to do, and I'll be on it before you can even blink.
In that case, there's a box over at the training grounds. Would you mind getting it? There should be bandages and medicine inside, so you'll be able to tell which one it is just by opening the lid.
Got it. Be right back.
Oh my, wait just a minute.
What's up?
We're going the wrong direction.
Give me your right hand.
I know it's not important, but we turned
Okay.
the wrong direction to go to the training grounds, which is funny to me.
I knew it. You're injured. Here, I can patch this up in a jiffy with my healing magic.
Oh, it's all
God,
better.
Fodlan hospitals
Thanks,
must be very, very
Mercedes.
different if they can just like, magic, you're good.
You need to speak up from now on if you're hurt, all right?
Like,
Don't be
imagine
so
the kind of
nonchalant
scenario
about
you
your
must be in
health.
to be around magic healing and
Hey,
then
I could
not
say the same
be
thing
able to get
about-
health.
Actually,
Not be able to get
never mind.
healed.
Anyway, it should be easier to carry that box now. Thanks again, Mercedes.
No, thank you for offering to help. Oh, and take all the time you need. There's no rush.
Support level C. We got more support levels where that came from.
That should be everything in its place now.
And high time we took a break, if you ask me. Lugging all those boxes was hard work. Hey,
You just came back from battle, aren't you tired? That accursed
nice
word
to
doesn't
have in
exist as
town
far as
for
the Sigma
once.
grind set is concerned.
I'm not that hungry just yet, though.
She's really out there on that grind
Oh,
set, huh?
I've got it.
I could patch you up with
If
our
you'd
healing
like, we
magic, but
could
it
have a
seems
tea
I'm out of
party.
network for your
I have a
insurance.
cache of delicious
Sorry.
treats you can eat as well.
God
Sure,
damn it.
Guess I could go for some
Oh no,
tea.
we've made Fodlan even
Where'd that
worse.
idea come from, though?
Well, I received some sugar recently as a gift from one of the soldiers I mended back to health. I used it to bake the most wonderful confections. I'd love for you to try them.
So, you know, since her girlfriend isn't around to try them for her.
Does sound good.
Sorry about that, by the
And
way.
a little something sweet once in a while never hurt anyone.
Then we're settled. Give me just a moment. I'll get everything ready.
Whoa, these are incredible. I've never had anything quite like them before.
What's your secret ingredient, Mercedes?
I'm glad to hear it.
Anna's
I'm
pot.
particularly happy with how those turned out.
Still can't believe Anna's
It
actually
does
out here
actually
selling
taste
pot to
kinda
the
familiar,
Imperial
though.
Army.
Almost like the snack my mom used to make.
Yeah, one of the earlier support
don't say.
combos, we find out Anna is selling
Yeah, I was raised in this
selling
little village off in the
herbs
mountains,
that help you relax to the
absolutely
Imperial
surrounded by
Army.
nature.
And they make a
Sometimes
very
Mom would go
point
out
of
and
being
gather
very
fruit from the
roundabout and
trees
inserting the
and
phrase
bake
a
things with
pot
them.
into the conversation. So
There's
pot
nothing better
into the
than a
conversation.
dessert made with fresh fruit.
yeah, so
I
Anna
love them
absolutely
myself.
sells pot to the Imperial Army.
You can knead them into dough and bake them.
Did
or
Annette not make
preserve
it?
them in
No,
honey so
they were
they
my
can
favorite
be
co-
enjoyed
So
the
Annette,
whole
so
year
Annette is
round.
still alive. She's just like we didn't kill her. She's not dead in this route, but she didn't. We couldn't convince her to defect. So
Let's be fair. Anna sells pot to all the armies.
okay, yes, actually that is how Anna does it. No, so Annette is still alive, and Mercedes will comment on it how now and then how she's glad they didn't have to do that. However, we did defeat her in single combat and steal her relic, so you know we got that going for us.
My mom's stuff was never quite as fancy as the things you make, but they were special in their own way.
Bummer. Yeah, a little bit.
And even though we didn't have them too often, just one hint of that flavor, and it's like I'm a kid again. Guess they were just
In
that
fact, I think
good.
the only people that have died so far have been
It's
Ingrid
wonderful you have that
and
memory to look back on.
Sylvain.
I
'cause
can
Felix
tell the time you
retreated,
spent with
Dedu
your mother was
retreated,
very precious to you.
Annette retreated.
For sure.
But no, Sylvain
Though I
actually
don't
just
remember
fucking
it too
died.
well anymore.
Can I ask you something? Do you ever wish you could return to the past? To those days with your mother?
Not really, no. Besides, even if I wanted to, it's just not possible.
Yes. Yes, I suppose you're right.
Hey, what's wrong? Was it something I said?
Hmm? Oh,
Are
my
Mercedes' eyes
apologies.
also really huge in
I
this
must
for
have
some
been
reason?
daydreaming
Does
for a
everyone
moment
have
there.
really huge eyes in this game?
Here, try this
And
one
I'm only
next.
now noticing
I
it on
made
their models?
Especially to pair with the tea.
Sure. Thanks.
Huh. A rank.
Today's training was a total mess. My feet are killing
Yo,
me.
thanks, unnamed squire.
We need to stay in peak shape, though. You never know when we might get tossed into a battle.
True. We've got to be ready for anything.
Mercedes like,
Mercedes?
they're gonna die
You
someday.
daydreaming again? Gotta say, you've been acting all kinds of weird lately.
Have I? I feel perfectly fine, I assure you.
You sure? Back when we had that tea party, you looked so... I don't know... sad.
I suppose I can't hide anything from you. Things like tea parties with dear friends, or seeing the trainees work so hard to improve. It reminds me of how things were before the war, if just for a moment.
You mean back at the academy?
Man, we were only at the academy
Yes.
for like 2
And
months
before
last
that,
time.
when I lived with my mother and my little brother.
Like, I don't know if you're allowed to feel school nostalgia
It
if you
also
were only
reminds
there
me
for
of the
2
time
months.
I spent studying with friends at the School of Sorcery in the capital. Things may not have been easy then, but I would give anything to return to those days.
Huh.
You know those days before the
I
continent was
don't
at
think
war
I've
and
ever
we're about
seen
to
you this
eliminate
sentimental about
the,
something.
and we're about to completely
The
eliminate the
feeling
kingdom in my
surprises even
homeland.
me. All my years,
Yeah,
I've
sorry
gone
about that,
wherever the
Mercedes.
current of life chose to sweep me.
Square number 1. Chin up, you never know when we'll be sent
In
into battle.
truth,
Square
I
2.
used to think
With all due
nothing
respect, what
ever
difference
went
does it make?
precisely
It's
how
always
I
2-3
wanted it
people
to.
pulling the weight in our army. Right?
But looking back now, I realize
God,
just how
imagine
joyous all
realizing
those
that you're the
moments
cannon
really
fodder.
were. And yes,
Oh, that's
aware
gotta
it
suck.
isn't good to dwell so heavily on the past.
Just put one
But I
woman
can't
with
seem
two
to
swords
help
out front, and
myself.
apparently that's all you need.
And that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with getting sentimental. Nobody's gonna judge you for reliving one or two good memories every now and then.
Thank you, truly. You're such a kind person.
Still, you shouldn't keep all your emotions bottled up like that. We might not go back to the peace of the old days anytime soon, but we can still have tea
And
parties.
tea parties are just as good.
I'm always here to listen if you ever need to get something off your chest, Mercedes.
You mean that? I'm so glad to hear it. In that case, why don't we have one right now?
What, you're in the training area?
Sure, I don't mind. But why now?
Because I used the money I'd been saving up to buy some more
Mercedes,
ingredients.
Mercedes is like, I use the tea parties to
Remember
keep
how
all
we
the
were talking
sadness
about
at
all those
bay.
different kinds
But
of
you're always
delicious
asking me
fruit
for a tea
desserts
party.
before?
Uh-huh.
Well, I
Uh-huh.
went ahead and whipped some up.
I can never turn down an invitation like that. Can't wait to see what you came up with.
Woo! A rank. Look at us. We're making progress. These are just the says ones, though. There's still so much more.
Hey, I was wondering if I could ask you something. I heard that you don't have any parents. Is that right?
Yeah.
Raphael.
the woman
Hey,
who
welcome
raised
to
me
the Dead
died,
Dad Club.
And I don't even know who my birth parents are.
That must be tough for you, huh?
Nah, it's okay. They all died a long time ago, so I don't feel sad or anything like that now. But I do wonder who I really am sometimes. I don't have even the slightest memory of my birth parents.
Well, you might not know who you are, but you still work hard and you keep your chin up through it all. That makes you super strong in my book.
Well, thanks, Raphael.
Hey, Raphael. Your parents are gone too, right?
Yeah, both my mom and pa died in an accident.
Well then, you're just as strong as I am. You work harder than anyone I know, and you do it all with the biggest grin in the world.
Of course! It's easy when you love training as much as I do. Hey, I just realized something.
Why does
sure
he
got
have
a lot
two
in
rings
common.
hanging? You know what? Never mind.
Our parents aren't with us anymore.
I don't need to know the answer
We're
to that
both
question.
commoners scraping our way through this war, and most importantly,
What can be more important than that?
BFFs.
both of us have got some serious brawn.
They're BFFs now.
I appreciate that, but our body types are completely different. Not sure this really counts.
Yeah,
as
I don't think
brawn.
Shez has brawn as much as she has like magic
You're a little scrawnier than me,
fucking
and maybe
arm
a lot
strengtheners.
smarter. But you know, my brain's been getting a constant workout ever since we opened the inn.
You have an inn?
Oh, yeah. I went home and started one up with my grandpa and little sis once the
Oh
academy
my
shut
god!
down.
I
Running a
need.
business like that takes a surprising amount of muscle. Sure, there's regular stuff
Oh
like hauling
no!
things around,
Oh, I need.
but
I
you
need
need
more
brain
scenes
power
of
too.
Raphael just like kindly running it in
If
with
you
his
ever wanna
grandpa
make
and
a
little
profit,
sister.
You have to pay real close attention to keeping the books straight. I mostly let my sis handle that stuff, though. That muscle still needs more work for me. Which means I'm in charge of the cooking. But that has its own share of problems.
Yeah, it can be tough to find your footing when you switch jobs, especially if you have to start doing things outside your wheelhouse. Trust me, I've had my fair share of growing pains getting used to the army life. Everything's way different from how it worked with my merc groups.
But don't you just fight? That doesn't seem so different to me.
Mercenaries tend to get involved in smaller skirmishes as opposed to big battles, and most of them prefer to fight solo if they can afford it. But an army acts as one unit. Coordinating that many people all at the same time is a huge change for me.
But hear me out. What if you
And
didn't
there's
coordinate
way
all
more
of them
to
and just kind of
military
ran
work
around
than
and
just
did it all
plain
yourself?
combat. Stuff like managing resources.
The great military minds of
making sure
Fodlan
everyone
didn't
has the
plan for
weapons
just
and
one
armor they
person to
need.
run around the battlefield and just do everything
I
they need to
don't
do
think
on
I'm
their
bad
own.
at math per se, but it's definitely not something I'm used to doing. And the more stuff there is to keep track of, the harder it all gets.
Hey, you're not so good at using your brain either. We're practically twins. That makes us pals now, right? I've got your back. So you just keep on working hard.
Thanks,
buddy.
Raphael.
Right back at ya. Let's keep fighting the good fight.
Bros, 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 bros.
Hey, how's it going? You been getting enough food?
Definitely. I'm eating way better than I was back in my mercenary days.
And yet we're still the one cooking most of the
You didn't eat
meals.
so good, huh?
I spent most of my time moving from place to place, so I had to manage on my own. I just fling whatever I could get my hands on into a pot. Can't say any of it ever tasted too great.
Wow, I'm surprised you could even live like that. And you never stayed at an inn?
You ever stayed at an inn? If you ever need to stay at an inn, this goes into the
Extra
spiel.
money lining my pockets. But I never really felt like the food there was any better.
Sounds like you were at all the wrong places then. Nothing fun about a bad meal, I always say. That's why I want my inn to be known far and wide for its delicious food.
Really
I
now?
was actually hoping to do some cooking out here too, so I could hone my craft. But I don't think it's going so good. You want to know why?
If I had to guess, it's because you think everything tastes good no matter what.
Hey now, I know the difference between regular old grub and the kind of stuff that gets your mouth watering.
Never insult Raphael's palate.
See, all the meat and fish we've got in the pantry is preserved. When you're not working with the fresh stuff, nothing you make's gonna have people hollering for more.
You think? But there are dishes from all over the world that use ingredients that are on the verge of going bad.
You sure that isn't because they don't have a choice?
I'm no expert, but I've heard it can make a nice cut of meat even more savory depending on how
Ugh,
you cook it.
that doesn't sound right.
Huh. Maybe we can learn some more if we ask someone who's from one of those places.
I do not like the sound of eating meat
Not
like
to
that.
mention, there are other ways of preserving food, too.
You mean, besides dumping salt on everything?
I'm sure you know about smoking your food, right? Things will keep for even longer if you do that after you cure them.
Yeah, but I heard that makes meat all smoky and gross. Kinda defeats the point if you ask me.
I think it depends on how you do it and what kind of wood you use. Apparently, it's really good
Did not
if you
expect
do
these
it
two
right.
to bond over like cooking techniques, but you know what? I can see it. I can see it.
My mercenary days showed me more about the world than I could have ever imagined. I only really remember bits and pieces, though.
Come on, don't be so modest. I can't wait to get back in the kitchen with these new ideas you gave me.
Okay, future game idea where Shez
Speaking
just
of
travels the
ideas,
rest of the world
you wanna
Fodlan
help
is a
me
part
think
of.
some recipes
Like
for
she
the
goes
stuff
to
we
like
got here?
Morif's and
I'm not so sure
all
me
in
and
like
cooking
Dagda
mix. But yeah, I wouldn't
and
mind giving it a
Almyra,
shot.
all the other parts of the world that Fodlan is a part
That's
of.
the
I could,
spirit.
that'd be pretty
I know
cool.
we'll come up with some face-worthy food if we just put our heads together.
Food time, rude time.
Hey, you gotta hear this!
What's up, Raphael? You're looking extra cheerful today.
This is the place where my
Have you seen the
parents
looks on
died,
all the
Raphael.
soldiers' faces lately? Don't they seem way more motivated?
Oh yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that.
Well, I was curious too, so I asked. And you know what they said?
Is it because we're winning the war? Lots of victories always boost morale.
Makes sense. Anyway, that's not the reason this time. They all said it was because of the food.
Raphael cooking arc. I am here for it.
You don't mean...
Yep. They've all been eating the dishes we came up with. You know, With the smoked meat and the rotten food.
Hey, didn't I tell you not to call it rotten? In any case, our hard work definitely paid off. And the food's great too, if I do say so myself.
Right? I could eat that stuff over and over again and never get sick of it. And it's a big hit with the soldiers too. They said they actually get excited for mealtime.
Oh, wow. Impressive.
Plus, it's made them fight way harder in battle.
I'm really glad everyone's so happy with it. Makes all our effort feel completely worthwhile.
You bet. See, food's important no matter who, when, or where you are.
Yeah, back in my mercenary days, I'd scarf down any old scrap so long as I was full at the end of it. But I've changed my outlook. Honestly, I feel like I can work even harder now that I can look forward to all my meals.
Conversation making me hungry. I've got another 40 minutes to lunch.
Here without you, Raphael.
It's not a conversation to make me hungry, and I didn't eat breakfast because I wasn't hungry when I woke up today, and I'm like, kind of regretting it now.
Guess we helped each other equally. You know, I scrounged up every last piece of gold I could find just so I could go to the Officers Academy and become a knight.
Oh, sorry about that.
Once it shut down, opening the inn was basically my only
I'm guessing
option.
the Church of Saros didn't, like,
But then
refund
running the inn
everyone,
helped me
huh?
realize all sorts of important stuff too. And now I'm sure, once this war's all wrapped up, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to become the best innkeeper in all of Foldland.
Sounds like a solid plan. But you'll probably need to up your cooking game even more if that's the end goal.
Yeah, I bet I'll have to train under a real great chef to get me where I want to be. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna come up with a brand new style of cooking. Something that'll really work.
A brand new style of cooking to work your muscles.
What would that even look like?
Well,
Raphael independently
I
advanced
haven't
Iron
invented
Chef.
it yet. Whatever the case, I know what I want to do now. Hey, what do you say to tagging along with me? I think you've got a real knack for this cooking stuff.
I'll think about it. Just be ready to have me showing up at your doorstep if the mercenary work ever dries up.
Okay, spin off where it's just Raphael and Chez cooking together and all their dishes suck, but, you know, they have good times, and everyone's happy in the
But
end.
keep an eye out for an invitation from me. You'll definitely have to come over and try all the rotten food I cook up.
Seriously, stop calling it that. But thanks. I'm looking forward to it, Raphael.
Cooking show where Raphael cooks entirely by punching the ingredients. I can see it. Ignatz. Wow. I wonder, we're going to spend like nearly 3 hours just getting through all the Chez supports, aren't we?
Oh, hey, Ignatz. What you reading?
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely didn't hear me. Hey, Ignatz!
Ah, what? Oh, it's you. Can you please try to not sneak up on me
We
like
didn't
that?
sneak up on you, bro.
Sorry about that. I was trying to talk to you, but it didn't seem like anything was getting through. Looks like you're really into that book, whatever it is. What's it about? Doesn't look like battle tactics at the very least.
Oh, it's a book of,
You're right.
fine art.
This is the Traveler's Journal. It chronicles places that lie beyond Fodland's borders.
You've seriously been lugging books around with you? Though I admit, that does sound like a good one.
Yes, it's fascinating. The author's unknown, but whoever it was really traveled to all these places and documented everything.
We saw bits and pieces of that.
It's amazing how vastly things can differ depending on where you are.
Like we saw a scrap of it
plants or
in
the
our
animals or even the
notes
ore in
around the
ground.
camp.
And of course, the way people live in those areas is so diverse too, like their food and their clothes. But what's most interesting to me is the architecture. Ruins in Fodland contain ancient architectural styles that are, for some reason, also found on faraway islands.
Wonder why that could be.
All right, I get the picture. You talk like you've seen it all firsthand.
It's kind of cool though how they
I
like go
really
to
try to
more
place
lengths in this
myself
game
in
to
the
kind of like
author's shoes when I read.
put Fodlan in
So
its
I guess
place
in a
in the
way,
world, you know?
I have. I'd love to visit all those places myself, but that's easier said than done. Especially since I became a knight.
I wonder if anyone has done. I wonder if there's like a
knight in the first place.
world map of Fodlan,
Oh no! No, of course
or the
I
world
did.
that Fodlan is a part of.
At any rate,
The world isn't
my
called
father
Fodlan; is the
and my
continent
brother
that they're
are pleased
on.
that it's official.
Sounds to me like you became a knight for them.
Was there a globe in the first game?
That's
Oh,
not
I
it at
gotta,
all.
I gotta know
I'm
now.
very happy with my decision. Honest.
Even though you can't go off traveling?
Yeah, getting sent out to different locations for battle is kind of the same thing. Oh, but of course the mission always comes first. It's not like I go off wandering whenever I feel the urge.
Uh-huh. But you would if you could, right?
Of course, who wouldn't?
Why do you keep asking me about this? All these leading questions, they're uncalled for. I might not be able to travel of my own volition, but I can read books and go wherever I want in my imagination. And that's good enough for me.
Ignatz really said, read a book. I can get behind that message.
Aha. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Looks like he's at it again. How's the book, Ignatz?
Ah! Could you please not surprise me like that?
Sorry.
I am a
So,
fan of
you got more
Ignatz
books, huh?
getting so into
They look
books though that he
expensive.
needs to get yelled to be out of it. That's
They
some
were
good shit.
tucked away in my family's storeroom. I had my brother send them to me. We're a merchant family. All the books here are technically meant to be for sale. But they've gone unsold for years now, so he sent them, without telling my father.
Huh.
Your brother sounds like a nice guy. Are you two close?
We weren't when we were younger, but I guess we are now. We do.
I don't remember Ignatz having a brother. Huh.
And he listens to even my strangest requests. That's why I tend to go to him for everything. Wonder if he feels sorry for me since I became a knight for our family's benefit.
So you didn't really want to do it then?
Well, no, that's not... I did it because I wanted to help them. Now that I'm a knight for House Gloucester, I've been able to make a lot more connections with the nobility. If I use that to help my family's business, then I'm perfectly happy with where I am.
Alright, sensible.
If you say so. What kind of books did you borrow?
A bunch of travel journals and collections of letters from far-off places. No matter how painful life may be, it all fades away when I read these books and imagine myself traveling.
Wait, did you just say painful? I knew you weren't happy.
Says out
What
here
you
really
really
like,
wanna
tell
do
me
is
how unhappy
travel
you are,
around and
friend.
paint all the scenery you like, don't you?
What? How do you know that?
You're not exactly hiding it. You've got books on painting techniques, preparing pigments, and all that kind of stuff right here.
Yes. The truth is, I love painting. I know the world holds all these wondrous sights that I can't even begin to imagine. If only I could see them for myself and capture them on canvas.
Painters Club?
I used to dream of doing that. But things are different now, you know?
Ignatz, Edelgard, and Bernadetta starting the
I
Painters
don't
Club.
regret becoming a knight, and I didn't do it just for my family's sake. I want to do my part to shape Fodlan's future. It's my responsibility as much as anyone else's. That conviction has only grown with every battle. Ah, that must have sounded so arrogant. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassing myself.
Ah, it's good when you talk about art.
All right. If you're gonna make it that clear you don't regret your choice, then I'll stop pestering you. this war is gonna end one day. Why not keep your dreams alive for when it does?
Maybe I will.
Because it's a war game? I don't know.
Hey, do you have a moment?
What's going on, Ignatz? Finally leaving on that journey to see the world?
No, not that. In fact, we're not going to talk about my dreams today.
Oh, wow. All right, what you got for us,
You
Ignatz?
always ask questions about me, but you never talk about yourself. So, I thought it was high time I asked about you. You certainly have piqued my curiosity.
Gar exclusively paints figure studies of hot ladies, Bob Ross landscapes, and Birdie does IDK stick figures. Bernadette is trying her best. Bernadetta also does figure studies of hot ladies, but like figure studies of hot ladies as if they were on the cover of a Silver Age era sci-fi fantasy novel.
Sure, go ahead. What did you want to ask?
Well, since I told you about my dreams, I wanted to know about yours.
My dreams, huh? I think being a mercenary and going wherever the wind takes me sounds pretty good.
You still want to be a mercenary? Even after the war's over?
We're good at fighting and we haven't died yet.
We'll finally have
I mean,
peace.
we have magical
You won't
abilities
have
that
to
prevent
fight
us from
anymore.
dying, so I feel like that helps.
Yeah, but that's all I've been doing since even before the war started. I'd just be going back to my old way of life. Killing monsters, guarding villages. There's still plenty of work even in times of peace. And who's to say some enemy from outside Fodlan won't show up?
Well, that may be true, but isn't it difficult having to constantly fight all the time?
Every job's got its tough parts, but the mercenary lifestyle's a perfect match for my personality.
Plus, we've got 2 swords.
I can't
We can
even
make a
imagine
sword out of
settling
thin air.
down
I
and
feel like we're kind of
establishing
designed for
roots
this
somewhere.
this kind of thing, huh?
Yeah, that does sound like you.
Does it now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just meant that you don't really seem like the kind of person who wants to stay tied down.
You think so? Well, whatever the case, I plan on earning my keep with my sword. As long as my body holds out, that is. What about you, Ignatz? You gonna
Yeah,
stay
I mean,
a
like,
night once
how-
this
I
thing's
mean,
over?
In a world where people have
I'm not
crests
sure.
and magic and shit,
I'll
right?
have to cross that bridge when I come to it.
Your body's probably not going to give out
But
on
if my
you
duties as a
like
knight were to end at some
like
point,
very early.
then I guess that's when I
'Cause,
could
you
make
know,
my dreams a
Fucking
reality.
magic.
If I were to do that, do you think you'd like to come with me as my bodyguard?
Man, we get so many job offers in the A ranks
You
of
do
these.
realize I'll be Fodlan's most sought-after mercenary by then. I'm not gonna come cheap.
We get so many fucking job offers.
Really? Then I'll have to work extra hard to save up some money.
Aww.
Because I really do want to.
Shez and Ignatz travel the world. Shez protecting Ignatz while
hold you to
Ignatz
that,
paints
Ignatz.
shit and
I'll
writes.
be counting down the days till then.
There we go. That's a good story. I can see that. Oh my gosh. Are we even halfway done with these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're about halfway. We're about halfway through with Shez's stuff. Today's stream is just gonna be Shez's support conversations at this rate. Oh my god. Ugh. Awesome. Love that content.
Oh, hello there. Are you doing some research?
Yeah, I was just looking through records of past battles. Figure I'll probably run into some similar situations.
Job offers, or as the culture of society call it,
That's
fanfic
admirable
fuel.
of you. I thought that someone with a mercenary background would be a little more.
yeah, I mean,
reckless
yeah,
with the
yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
Oh wait.
Palliative
I'm
stream.
sorry.
Everybody loves Shez
That
edition.
sounded a bit rude, didn't it?
Wait, what'd you say to us that was rude? We're more reckless with their fighting? Oh. That is rude, isn't it?
No, you're right. My fighting style was pretty loose when I was a mercenary.
Who fights with 2 swords?
Actually, I can't say it's really changed that much. But I've got more responsibility now, so I've had to adjust some. Any mistakes I make would only cause problems for everyone else, right?
Huh. You're much more studious than I thought. I can see why Edelgard trusts you so much.
You really think I'm held in such high regard?
That's what I've heard, at least. It's very impressive, especially since you're so young.
Thanks, Lacey. Yeah. And the same goes for you, too.
Oh, I see.
For a kid, you're amazing at what you do.
Excuse me? Who is a kid?
You did it, Shez.
Huh?
Shez, you
Well,
pressed the button,
you are.
Shez. Don't.
I must ask that you refrain from treating me like a child.
Shez, no. What have you done?
I wasn't trying to...
This is gonna be your whole afternoon now.
For a kid. I'm aware that people often treat me like a child, but to think you'd call me one directly to my face. I work harder and contribute more to this army than anyone else here. It is truly vexing that something as inconsequential as my age can dictate how people treat me.
I'm sorry. I had no idea you hated being treated like a kid that much.
This is not a matter of like or dislike.
So
My
glad that her
belief
personality
that
is
those who
kid.
fight alongside each other should treat one another as equals.
Well, yeah. I thought I was complimenting you as an equal, obviously.
Then there is no need for any qualifying language. You should compliment me as you would anyone else.
Hold on, didn't you tell me I was
I
impressive
said
for
the,
being so young? Doesn't
You're
that
lucky
mean
you're a
you
tiny
assessed
little
me
nuclear
based on
bomb
my
walking
age, too?
around everywhere that we can
Me saying
direct
you're
in certain
impressive in
areas.
spite of your age is completely different than you saying I'm pretty good for a weak little baby.
That's not. All right. Well.
Pretty sure I didn't phrase it like that.
But it's what you meant. Oh, I should have never complimented you.
I see. I see.
You know, an adult wouldn't get all stubborn and combative like this.
Normal conversation.
having a normal
Yes, this is a very
conversation with
normal
you.
conversation,
Is that a
Lysithia.
problem?
Great job with that.
What about this is normal to you?
Want to stuff her in a locker? Yeah. Yeah, kinda. She definitely has. She's definitely like. Has no one really ever tried to stuff you in a locker, like at least once?
May I speak with you a moment?
Oh, yeah. I was just about to take a break. You need something?
Just to see what it feels like, right?
Our relationship has been strained for a while, so I thought it was time to resolve our issues.
Okay, what you got for me?
It has?
Yes, at least I've felt that way ever since the incident.
The ghost incident?
Oh, you mean that time you were hollering about some ghost, but it turned out to be a dead tree? I didn't think anything about that. And I didn't tell anyone either.
No, not that. Well, yes, there was that. There was another, more defining incident. Remember?
I feel
Are you
bad for
talking about the
Lysithia,
time
but
I
also
treated you
she's
like a kid
tiny and
and you got all
precious,
mad?
so. Yeah.
Yes, of course that's what I'm talking about.
That happened a long time ago. Has it really been eating at you ever
That
since?
happened 10 minutes ago, Shez.
Well, I mean, I was unable to maintain my composure and got rather aggressive with you over trivial details. I kept telling myself that I had to apologize, but I could never bring myself to do it. But now, I'm sorry.
Well, I'd like to apologize too. I should have been more careful with what I said. Why does being called a kid upset you so much? If you don't think of yourself that way, then any comments of the kind should be like water off a duck's back.
Wait. They have the phrase water off a
I'm
duck's back in Fodlan?
younger
Interesting.
than everyone else, and it doesn't help
Is that a
I'm
box of
shorter, too.
Kleenex in the background? What the hell is that
Plus,
box, like,
I
to the
do have
direct
somewhat
right of
of a baby
Lysithia's head
face.
there?
Really? You don't look that young to me.
You don't think so?
Yeah. Now that I really look at you, I think you're a very pretty young woman. You act real mature, too.
Oh no, I'm not really.
But most importantly, your skill at commanding troops puts all the real adults to shame.
Hold on. Real adults? So what you're
Shez,
saying
you
is
had
that
it there
I'm
for a moment.
ultimately still just a
You were so
child?
close.
Ah, crud, I misspoke. What I meant was...
There you go, making excuses again. Now I know exactly what you think of me.
Well, this has been fun.
This conversation's going sideways again, isn't it?
It would seem so. Though, I suppose forgiving you would be the mature thing to do.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. See? You are a real grown-up, Lysithia.
Something about this still rubs me the wrong way. But
I don't know how you did it, but you still called me a
just
kid
ask
somehow,
you
and I'm
keep
gonna
treating me
figure
like
it
the
out.
adult I am.
That's not true at all.
But... Oh, look who it is.
Well, hello there.
You really don't look like a kid. You shouldn't worry about it.
You think so?
Lysithia is both a nuke
Yeah.
on and off the
Now that
battlefield.
I really
True.
Look at you, I think you're a very pretty young woman. You act real mature, too.
Oh, you're just saying that. I'm not like that at all.
Wait, are we practicing what we want to say to Lysithia?
Excuse me? Just what do you think you're doing?
Whoa, what's wrong,
Were we just
Lysithia?
practicing?
You were speaking to a girl just now, correct?
Yes, I do that from time to time.
Just now? Oh yeah, I was. What about it?
Care to explain that line you fed her?
What? Did I say something weird?
Allow me to refresh your memory. Now that I really look at you, I think you're a very
Lysithia calling
pretty
us
young
out for
woman.
having canned lines for
real
dealing with
mature,
people like
too.
her. I love it.
You said the same exact thing to me, remember? I'm not a fool, you know. So what? You just go around spouting off the same lines to everyone?
Whoa, wait. Just calm down. I know, that was wrong of me. But I do have an explanation.
Just calm down, Lysithia holding like
By
a
all
magical shot, like the magical equivalent of a shotgun in her
Just
palm.
hear me out. You might have noticed, but giving advice isn't exactly my strong suit. And yet for some reason, people always ask for my opinion on their problems. I never know what's best or how to respond. So, I memorized a bunch of lines from some stories so that I'd at least have something to say.
Okay, actually, you know what? Relatable.
And it just
Relatable.
so happens, one of those lines is complimenting a girl.
I mean, canned lines assured me they'd respect me.
So
I'd be a
what
little
you
annoyed
said
too.
didn't come from
I
you,
mean,
but rather some
I would, but then
fictional
also
character?
like, you know,
Yeah, that about
part of me
sums
is
it up.
like, I already memorized
really
shit to
sorry.
get through certain conversations in life
And then when
anyway,
people
right?
have asked for your advice, you've just parroted back some
I've got my
meaningless
canned
words.
stock phrases
I
for
can't
dealing with all of
believe
these
you.
scenarios. What makes that different?
I thought it would be better than people getting mad at me for being honest.
Hearing the truth is always more preferable. So tell me now, what do you honestly think of me?
To be honest, half the time I don't even understand how I feel myself. But if I had to put it into words, I'd say... You make me smile when you're around. You're interesting all the time. When I'm with you, it's like I
Shez,
never want to leave.
you can't keep quoting books at her.
Is that so? Very well. I will endeavor to keep that in mind. I apologize for pressing you. I have matters I must attend to right now. So,
Shez really going around making everyone accidentally blush by quoting from novels,
I wanted to tell
huh?
her that she's fun and I never get bored around her, but it came out all weird. Oh well.
Gay,
Hopefully she
homosexual.
got
I
it.
mean, yes, a little bit, yes. Praying in advance and literally reacting the exact same stock line. I mean, I guess. God, oh my God, is it already 2 hours in here? Oh, we have so many more cutscenes to watch, friends. Oh, I am looking forward to all of the cutscenes we've got to watch ahead of us here. For now, though, let's take a quick break. We're going to take 10. I'm going to scrounge up something to eat for breakfast. While I'm gone, y'all know the drill. Stand up and walk around. Drink some water. Eat some food. All those little things you got to do to take care of yourself. And I'll be back in 10. And when I do, we will continue with Mary Ann's support conversations. Look forward to it. And with 10 seconds to spare, I am back. Look at that. 10 minutes exactly. Let's see what Marianne's up to.
Hey, Marianne. You were really doing great during those drills today.
Oh,
I'm heading over to the mess hall. You want to join? After all that training this morning and no break, I'm starving. Oh, sorry, I forgot. You like to eat alone, right? Then don't worry about it. I'll find someone else.
Really admire Marianne's way to get through a conversation by just stopping, no longer responding, and closing her eyes until her conversation partner just goes away.
You sure?
Big mood.
All right then, let's go. I wonder what's on the menu today. Oh, man, that was good. I feel alive again.
yes, that was nice.
By the way, why'd you decide to come along with me?
What do you mean?
You usually sit by yourself. I thought you didn't.
Any
like
other way to
meeting
handle
with
stressful
others.
conversations? I mean, I guess not.
Yes, I
Be
do
like,
feel more comfortable.
I'm gonna
when
close my
alone.
eyes and ignore you now until you go away.
I haven't been around people much, so I don't normally know what to say in conversations.
Well, now I'm even more curious why you decided to eat with me.
Well, you have a strange power, right? It makes you transform, or
We've got
something like that.
protagonist energy.
Yeah. You curious about it?
It's not so much that. I wondered if you despised having it.
It does bother me, but I can't really put my finger on why. I know it makes people suspicious of me and curious about my background, but that's just how people are.
And yet you always have such a sunny disposition, and everyone here respects you.
Yeah, Marianne, I don't know how I don't know if we
wondered why
can
that was.
cure lifelong depression with a simple
I mean,
conversation
I sure
here.
hope they respect
That's
me.
at least safe for the eighth
So,
support.
That's why you wanted to join me?
I wanted to know how I could be like you.
Like me? But Marianne, it's not like you have some mysterious power tucked away, right?
Oh no, you said it, Shez. No.
No, I don't.
If you just want to make friends with people, then you don't need to think so hard about it. It's not like anyone here hates you.
Except for hating Dave, but he's an outlier and should probably be disregarded.
Hey, you're a huge help to all of us. I mean that. So you don't have to force yourself to act like someone you're not, okay?
All right. Thank you for saying that.
Oh. Now will she open up in the B rank? Let's find out. The brank, if you will.
What a wonderful meal.
Hey, you've still got some food left. You don't want it? That Ogma Wolverine meat's super hard to come by, you know.
Wolverine, huh?
Oh, I don't really eat meat. You can have it.
Don't mind if I do then. You know, I always feel strangely energized after eating this stuff.
You look so pleased to be eating it.
If not every day I get to hear you laugh.
You look so
Did I
funny
look
eating
funny or something?
the corpses of the
No,
the
it's
animals
just
I can
that
talk
the
to.
look on your face made me feel happy.
Instead of just watching other people stuff their faces, maybe you'd enjoy trying some yourself?
I am perfectly content just watching.
Huh. Well, anyway, it seems like you've gotten more comfortable eating with me, Marianne.
I have. When you told me not to act like someone I'm not.
Excuse me.
At first, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Went for the triple.
But I still thought I could learn something from you. And as I talked with you more, I just got used to us eating together.
I see. Then why not branch out and eat with other people too? Mealtimes are a great opportunity to make new friends after all. Making conversation and sitting around the dinner table go hand in hand. That's how we ended up friends, right? It might be a good chance to get to know
I mean, she's
someone
not wrong.
else.
Although we did have to kind of... Oh, yep, there we go. Cool. Awesome. you made her go back to Marianne place, her happy place.
I'm sorry, it's just... My adoptive father said the same thing to me once.
He did?
He often criticized me because I avoided other people so much. He said that, as the heir to House Edmund, I must be at least somewhat sociable.
Wow, rude.
But he never bothered to understand how difficult it was for me to do that.
I'm sorry. I was being insensitive, just like your father.
No, you've done nothing wrong. But I don't think it's a good idea for me to get involved with too many people.
Why?
I only bring misery and misfortune to anyone who gets too close to me.
That's not true at all. Why do you even think that?
It is true. I know it.
Okay, if that's the case, then how's it possible for us to be hanging out right now without any problems?
You're right. I should have been more vigilant and kept some distance between
That's not
us.
the takeaway. That's not...
But you're so kind.
That's
and
not...
I just like being around you.
Come on,
sorry.
Marianne.
I'll stay as far away from you as I can from now on. I should go.
No, that's not... Fuck.
Hey, wait, Marianne! What am I gonna do about her?
Get back here, Marianne. You will make friends and you will enjoy it.
Oh, hello. Are you on your way to get something to eat?
Yeah, you?
I am. Shall we go together then?
Sure thing. I wonder what they've cooked up for us today.
Bam, got him. See? Look at that. Natural.
That was satisfying. Pretty nice getting such tasty meals all the time, huh?
I agree. The meal was lovely.
You didn't finish your meat again. It's kind of a waste, you know.
Vegetarian,
I ate all of
Chez.
the vegetables, so you can have it.
Hey, if you're offering... Wait a minute. Haven't we had this conversation before?
I think we have.
And that makes Marianne very happy for
Something
some
happened
reason.
to you, Marianne? You seem more relaxed today. In a good way, of course.
Oh no, nothing in particular. But I made a decision. I'm not going to worry about whether I bring misfortune to others or not. I've been a part of this army for a while now, and I've worked closely with everyone in it. And nothing terrible has happened to anyone as a result of being around
Oh,
me.
well, good for you.
Well, of course nothing bad's happened.
I'm still a bit anxious about everything, but I decided to adopt a more easygoing attitude. I'd like to emulate you and your nonchalant demeanor, how you can just move through the world without a care.
You're making me sound kind of irresponsible. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I say if you want to talk to people, then talk to them. If you want to be alone, then do that. I really think it's best to just be yourself. Don't force anything.
Yes, I think so too.
Don't force anything. We
But
say
I
in the
fear
game where
my
we force
adoptive
other people to
father
get
might
closer to us
chastise
through
me
support
again if I say
conversations.
that to him.
Close.
I'm not so sure about that. I think he'd acknowledge how far you've come if he saw you now.
You really think so?
You might not have noticed, but you're a lot different than you used to be. You're definitely somewhat sociable. More so, even.
I just hope that's good enough for him.
I'd like to think it will be. Well, I mean, I guess I don't really know what kind of guy your father is.
I like how a lot of these conversations, the support
Sometimes I think
conversations
you
in this
say whatever
game,
pops into your head without thinking.
also rely
I
on knowledge
suppose
that
that's what I
Chez
like
doesn't
about you,
have, but the
isn't it?
player probably does from playing 3 houses.
I can already tell I'm going
And
to
Shez
learn
is
a
like,
lot
well,
from
I don't
you."
really know what this is about, but yeah, go you.
I wouldn't go that far.
I will simply stop caring about the weird stares I get when I stare into empty space. Right? That's how you do it. Leonie cannot deepen your bonds during this chapter. But we haven't missed the opportunity, which makes me think that there is going to be an opportunity later on to do that. Alright, Yuri kittens, let's do this.
Yuri's still not back yet? It's been 5 days. What's this? A letter. Not like him to leave his stuff lying around. I wonder if it says anything about where he went. Well, it's just sitting there. Can't hurt to take a peek, right?
Nah, it's practically begging for you to take
Are
it.
you well? Eating enough? I worry about you all the time. Thank you for sending money always. I want to see you soon.
Yuri's family?
Huh. Is this letter for Yuri? It's got a different name on it.
Did Shez just accidentally learn Yuri's name?
fun?
Oh god, he's here.
Yuri! Wow, you really snuck up on me. When did you get
He
back?
really just nothing personneled.
Just now. More importantly, why are you snooping through things that don't belong to you? Choose your next word carefully if you don't want them to be your last.
I'm sorry. It was just sitting out in the open, so I thought it'd be okay if I read it. I was worried you weren't coming back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Never mind. I can't imagine you'd have a reason to pry into my
Yeah,
affairs.
it's more of like, you haven't shown
I
your face
suppose
in
this is what I
5
get for
days and
taking
everyone's
off without
worried about
telling
where you
anyone.
went now. Maybe we
And
should
for
try to
being so
figure that out.
careless.
Yeah, I thought you'd be the last person to leave something like this behind. You must have left in a hurry.
You could say that.
And we will.
I see. Well, it must have been important. But I know it's none of my business.
Send someone breaking my privacy so it twinks
I
the source
appreciate
of
your
the
concern,
disturbance.
but I don't. The letter is from my mother. She's always been prone to illness, but lately her condition has grown worse. I try to visit whenever she asks to see me.
God,
Obviously,
Yuri
there are
does the
times
whole
when I can't
undulating
go,
thing
but
too. Like, dude, just chill.
I have to take all the time I can get, right? I never know which visit will be my final chance to see her.
Damn, dude.
I understand. Once someone's gone, they're gone. But wait, the name on that letter. Is that your real
Shez, you
name?
never ask someone their dead name.
So Yuri's an alias and you're really Reg?
No need to say it. And yes, what parent would call their kid by an alias anyway?
Wait, did we ever actually learn what Yuri's real name was in Three Houses? I don't think we ever did we? He only whispered it to someone, like without like. Is his name like Reginald? Reggie? I'm gonna go with Reginald.
Fair point. It's a nice name, though. Why hide it?
In my line of work, it pays to have more than a few names. And don't go telling anyone about this. You won't like to find out what happens if you do.
I won't, promise. And if I do slip up, you're free to do your worst. In any case, I am sorry for prying. And for what it's worth, I hope your mom gets better soon.
Reginald.
If it were easy to cure, then we wouldn't even be talking about it. But I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless.
Reggie. Yuri, I stood by undulating gaily,
Oh,
Leclerc.
Yuri,
Yeah,
you're back?
basically.
I thought you'd still be away.
Well, look who it is. I figured if I didn't come back before sunset, someone might get worried and ransack my room again.
It was only that one time.
And who might this someone be, huh? You're never gonna let that go, are you?
Just joking, friend. No need to take everything so seriously.
The way Yuri says friend
Anyway,
makes it
it's
very
late.
clear there's like,
Shouldn't you be getting some shot?
friend. I am threatening
Probably,
you, but
but
you
I
are
just
in my
got my
good
second
graces
win.
for now.
How was your mom, by the way?
Ah, well, it's not looking good, that's for sure. But she's still got some fight in her yet. I'd planned on staying longer, but she told me to do what I had to do and sent me on my way. One minute she wants to see me, the next she's telling me to go home. Honestly, she's all over the place.
Reminds me of my mom. The one who raised me, anyway.
I just realized Yuri only
Passed
has
away,
2
didn't she?
support convos with Chez. That's
Judging by
strange.
your expression, she must have been pretty special.
She was.
Yuri, the most casually
More than I
threatening
can
twink
say.
you'll ever meet, right?
She took me in when I'd been abandoned.
I've never been threatened so many
Taught me
times
how
in
to live.
conversation.
We weren't blood related, but she was my mom. No doubt about it.
I'm sure wherever she is now, she's very happy to hear you say that.
Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to ask you something. It's been on my mind for a while now. About your real name. Your mom gave it to you, right? Where does it come from? I've never heard anything like
Please
it
tell us
before.
what it is.
Look up.
Oh wait, it's the name. Oh, it's a
No,
star.
A little more to the left. See that bright star over there?
Bright star. To the left?
So like
Which
Regulus?
one? There are thousands of stars up there, and they're all bright.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you find it or not. Anyway, it's that star's ancient name.
Huh.
The white star that the goddess herself made into a disciple. My mother is a devout follower of Ceros. But I know it's a pretty ostentatious name for a penniless kid.
I don't think so. It just shows how much you mean to her.
Yeah. Well, I do like it. She gave it to me after all. I'm not sure how much of the scripture she really understands.
So instead, you decided to name yourself
her,
after
I'm
WLW.
certain
I
she
can
put a lot of
appreciate that.
consideration
But
into
like,
my name.
Then doesn't it seem like kind of a waste not to use it? What with how much thought she put into it?
I've used many names, and each one comes with its own mask. But when I hear my real name, all those facades fall away.
makes sense.
The only people who can call me that are those who are truly special to me. Immediate family, or someone just as important. Which means that if you're so intent on using my name, you'd better be willing to spend the rest of your life by my side.
What? Wow. That's the most threatening way we've ever been proposed to. Being named after a star felt a little weird, so I decided to name myself after my favorite reading material.
The rest of my life, huh? Okay, I'll think about it.
The look on your face right now, it's priceless.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Yuri.
Regardless, it does make me happy to hear that you like my name. And if you ever decide you're up for it, let me know. Okay?
Man, so many people just casually
it over
telling us
too.
like, hey, and if
Just
you
in
want to
case.
spend the rest of your life by my side, that's cool too, all right? Just think about it. Think about it.
Whew, I am stuffed. Looks like you can really pack it away too, pal.
Still can't compete with you, Balthus. That sure did hit the spot, though.
Got that right. Now we can charge into tomorrow's battle fully energized. Hey, let's say we make a little bet. See who can go deeper into enemy
What is with
territory.
Balthus's harness? It's not even like... What is it even? It's not even like harnessed. It's just kind of hanging on him.
All right, but only to compare who made it farther in the end. No other stakes. I'm not about to risk my life behind enemy lines just to win a bet. Way I see it, Us mercenaries fight for two things: gaining renown and staying alive. This isn't some kind of game.
You mean like getting people to know you? No, literally,
Figured you'd
renown.
say
I can
something
trade
like
it for
that.
items
You
and
seem
stuff at
like
my
the
tent.
type.
And yet, you asked me anyway. Don't try to drag me down with you, Balthus.
What's wrong with a little game of chance? It's not like it's evil or something.
Then what would you call it? Financially irresponsible?
What is with the chain hanging off of his arm? What the hell is... What is it?
Not like some people I
Why is
know.
it there?
You're one tough nut, I'll give you that. But I'm not talking about money. You know what I'm getting at, right? When you're on the battlefield...
This
the
man's
only
armor
thing
gives
you
0
can
death
bet
but
is your
100
life.
charisma? Apparently, yeah.
That's
Jesus
exactly
Christ.
what I take issue with.
Okay, I know this might sound
I
a
mean,
little
here's the thing.
far-fetched,
If you
but
can
hear
wear
me
the
out.
armor, you don't need the defense buff.
This ought to be good.
Whatever you do, you'll do it 10 times better if you're having fun, right? That's the key to success.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Balthus's keys
See,
to
so there's
success.
nothing wrong
I'd
with
read
having a
that
little
book.
fun on the battlefield, whether it's with bets or with something else. Living on that edge between victory and death is the key to survival.
Maybe for you, but that's not how everyone else approaches it. I've known plenty of mercs who've said the same thing, but they never made it back home. In fact, you're the only one of them who's still kicking. So I'm sorry, but I have to disagree.
You know, you and I have a lot in common. We're practically kindred spirits.
I disagree. We have a lot in
But
common.
this is the one thing we don't see eye to eye on. Strange, isn't it?
From where I'm standing, the only strange thing is the way you're thinking about this.
Well, I guess the bet's off then. Let's just put this little chat behind us and give it our all tomorrow.
Sounds good. Just don't get too reckless and wind up losing your head, okay?
That only happened the one time. It's fine. All right, Balthus. Simply
Today's
swoons the
battle
enemies with his
wasn't half
pecs
bad.
before he smashes them in the
Minus
face.
that
There you
close
go.
call, I guess. I tell you, when I charged ahead and saw all those archers waiting for me, a single thought flashed through my mind. Not how I'd like to go, but that's life, I guess. Phew, I was sure I was done for.
What are you talking about? It was so windy, there was no way they could have gotten a clean shot at you. You completely wiped them out. Are you telling me you didn't plan it that way?
I mean, I knew a breeze was blowing, but still.
Are we really taking the wind out of
You're
his
right.
badass
You
boasting?
would have
Come
been
on now.
Balthus-sized target practice if the wind died down. But you bet your life that it wouldn't, right? That's something only you could pull off. I never would have taken those odds.
Then the other version of
was
this conversation
all
where
lady luck,
it's
pal.
just
Pure
Shez
and
mourning
simple.
over Balthus's
Where's
corpse.
this coming from, anyway?
Stuck full
I
of
thought you
arrows.
hated all that gambling on life and death stuff.
I did, but you're living proof that it can have a place on the battlefield. You roll the dice and get the job done. Can't argue with success. I have to accept that your way actually works.
Hey, Balthus, do you think
All
love
I
can
can do is
bloom?
hope you win your bets every time.
Even on a battlefield?
Thanks for saying that, but what happened today wasn't calculated at all. Things were going great, then I got carried away and made a stupid mistake. It just so happened that the wind was blowing the right way. Otherwise, I'd be dead.
You mean it was all just a coincidence? Well then, color me surprised.
It was a complete fluke, honest.
The other thing that's bothering me about
That's why I was gonna
Balthus's
tell you I've learned my
outfit
lesson,
is that his
that
belt,
I'm done gambling with my life.
like the one he wears around his
Really?
waist,
That's the best idea
has a
you've ever
particular
had.
pattern to it.
But since you
And-
admitted my way has merit, I think I'll keep rolling the dice.
I can't help but like mentally
You gotta do
resolve
what
it in
works
one
for me, you
particular
know?
way,
Can't let
and I
one
don't
close
like it.
call make me lose my nerve.
Wait, what? Isn't that what almost got you killed today? I I take it back. You are definitely gonna die. Please stop.
Nope. Too late. A warrior doesn't go back on their word after all. We might have had some misunderstandings.
Walter's like, yeah, you know what? You can't tell me not to die. You're not the boss of me.
Accept me for who I am, right?
In that case, what about you saying you weren't gonna bet your life on this stuff anymore? A warrior doesn't go back on their word.
You think you see what I mean?
after all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't count. I only said I was
It's
gonna
like,
tell you.
What kind of backwards logic is that? You absolutely said it. So this whole warrior code thing applies to you too.
I don't have a clue what you mean. It's not even remotely the same.
Got him.
Anyway, we can
Destroyed by
heads about
facts
it
and
later.
logic.
We gotta go celebrate our victory, right?
Fine, I can live with that. It's a tough job, but someone's got to talk some sense into you.
All right. How many more do we have on Shez? We have Constance, Happy, Manuela, Yuritsa, Shamir, and Gerald. We are so close to being done with just Shez.
Constance, is that you? I don't think I've ever seen you train during the day.
Good day to you, though I fear my presence is as a storm cloud in an otherwise clear sky. My sincerest apologies for subjecting you to this wretched sight. I shall vacate the premises at once to spare you any further distress.
No, wait, don't go. Since you're here, why don't we train together? You're here because you're trying to achieve your dream, right?
Though it pains me to deny such kind words, of which I am truly unworthy. I am afraid my dream will likely never come to pass. This pathetic excuse for athleticism you see before you is nothing but a futile attempt to strengthen my frail body and stave off death.
Jesus, Constance.
How could I possibly ask an exemplary warrior such as yourself to squander your time with one such as I?
I know she gets like this, but holy
Training so
fuck,
you don't
take
die
a
is
chill
as good a
pill.
reason as any. I'd say that's why I'm doing it too. See? Our goals are the same, so there's no reason not to work together.
Well, since you have given it much more consideration than I deserve.
What a workout. I'm beat.
To think my other side would be able to keep up with such rigorous
Wait,
training.
this is the second time she's done this in this game, where she's like referred to it as like her other half or her second side or whatever. Is it really a split personality thing? I thought it's just that she just got moody when it was sunny out.
You okay, Constance?
Never better. In fact, I am just getting started. Are you leaving so soon?
All right, let's go again. But it's strange how you're suddenly so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I surprise even myself sometimes. Making my dreams a reality takes effort, you know. I cannot allow something so trifling as exhaustion to stand in my way. Who knows how long things would take if I did? Therefore, I shall spare no opportunity to train today. And tomorrow, all of Fodlan will behold my military prowess.
All right,
That's
sure,
all well and
fine.
good. But then why didn't you want to train before?
I told you there were extenuating circumstances. Had I known you would respond in such a manner, I would have asked for your assistance much earlier. Oh, I just had a brilliant idea!
I've got a bad feeling about this.
You and me both.
We can train together and conduct magical experiments at the same time! You see, I've invented this particular spell that imbues the palms with a suction power that makes dropping one's weapon a hindrance of the past.
Huh. So you invented super glue, huh?
I'm gonna go ahead and respectfully decline, on behalf of everyone.
You refuse? Why, that is rather disappointing. Very well then, let us proceed with the training.
Said a few things before that made me wonder if it
side
was
has an
diversity when the noble
overabundance
whose
of
magic experiment
confidence.
destroyed your life is a plural system.
While the other is
Clearly, diversity
lacking
wins.
it. Maybe the two balance each other out.
What are you blathering on about? Let us be on with it.
She really does train in that outfit, huh? Happy! Get in here.
Oh, hey, Happy. You sure like the outdoors, huh?
I guess you could say that. Probably because I grew up in a forest. Or maybe it's because I was forced to live in Abyss all that time.
You know that one time that happened?
Oh, that's right. You were at Garrigmoth too. I wasn't there for very long, but I never would have guessed there was a whole town hiding just below my feet.
Constance wanted to involve me in an experiment. That would be a win.
Well, it
I
was.
mean, actually,
I should know.
yeah, kind of.
What about you, though? What did you do before hopping into the mercenary business?
Before that? Oh, well. I lived with my mom in a village deep in the mountains. Feels like forever ago now. Oh, I call her my mom, but we weren't actually related. She was more like a foster parent.
So what was she like? I don't suppose she was interested in magical research, was she?
I don't know about research,
Hmm.
but yeah, she knew how to use magic.
Interesting. How did you two
I
end
love
up living
Happy's
together?
haircut. And by haircut, I mean, it's
I
just
don't
kind of
really know the
everywhere, huh?
details. I can't remember anything from before I was with her. Apparently, I was a foundling. Sadly, finding a starving, abandoned child isn't that uncommon. But for her to take me in and raise me as her own, I think my mom was someone special.
Yeah, I guess. She was probably a good person.
Something on your mind, Happy?
I was just wondering why someone who could use magic was living in a remote mountain village.
It's a great question, isn't it?
You know, someone told me one time that she wasn't actually from there. But when I asked her about it, she just gave me this sad smile.
And that would fit if she was indeed a Garthan, like we suspect.
Very interesting.
Seriously, Happy, what's going on? Does it have something to do with my mom?
Also, I love
No,
Happy's
it's
outfit.
nothing.
Holy shit.
Sorry to bring it up.
Maybe not the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads
I
are a
was
little
just
extra,
letting
but
my
the rest of her
imagination get
outfit,
the
I'm
better
all
of me.
about it.
Sorry if I upset you. Really.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Besides, I'm sure you had your reasons, right? If you ever feel like talking about it, I'm always here.
Thanks. Just some old demons of mine.
Happens to the best of us. Don't sweat it. You want to head back and get something to eat?
Sure. Oh, and we can pick some berries on the way. I think I saw some a little bit ago.
What kind? After all my time in the mountains, I'm something of a berry expert myself.
God, now I want berries. It sounds tasty. All the Ashen Wolves only have 2 levels of support combos. Interesting.
Hey, Happy. You got a minute?
I have several. Need something?
So, I heard a little about your past, and I was wondering if you wouldn't mind telling me more about it.
I see.
I think I like
So
Happy
now you
because
know,
she
huh?
responds to most situations the way I
Not the most
would.
pleasant story.
Like, oh, do you have a minute?
What did you
Yeah, I've
wanna
got
know?
several. What's up?
I was thinking about how you asked all those questions about my mom. And
Not
I
unhappy to
realized
see you there,
you
but
were
also
probably
like,
worried
you're
I
like,
went
yeah,
through
you're
the same
intruding on my
thing
me
as
time.
you.
What's up?
Yeah, that about sums it up. You do have those mysterious powers after all.
I'm something of a
When I
berry
was
expert
little,
myself.
Some strange lady
Spider-Man.
kidnapped me. I became a test subject for her twisted experiments.
And that
That's how I ended up
was
with my condition, or
that was
whatever you wanna
Cleo,
call it.
right? The one who
Not
was
very
taking the
life-threatening.
place of Cornelia.
Safe to say my mom never did anything like that. I'm pretty sure I'd remember it if she did. She didn't really talk much, but I don't think she had a deceitful bone in her body. Her life was kind of just what you'd expect out in a village like that. She did keep to herself, though. Thinking about it more, it's possible she was on the run from someone.
That does sound a little worrying.
That is also what we suspected.
But in any event, I'm glad you didn't go through what I did. And unlike me, it seems you've got a pretty good handle on your powers.
Nah, I don't really have full control of them yet. You never know when something might
You know,
go
like that
wrong.
time we accidentally yeeted everyone into the,
One day that
into
sword might
a
overtake me, and I'll turn
nether
into a
world, and
monster.
that did happen
Like
that one
something out
time.
of a fairy tale.
If that ever happens, I'll just sigh and you'll come running.
Oh,
Then
that's
me and all your old
adorable.
friends would put you out of your misery. Now that's a real
That's
fairy tale.
actually really that's strangely adorable, but also very
That won't
macabre.
give me nightmares at all. But if it ever came to it, I think that's how I'd like to go. Mercenaries need to use every weapon and tactic at their disposal. Maybe flinging these powers around isn't such a good idea, but right now, I need to do whatever I can to stay alive. Now honestly, I should probably take a page out of your book and only use them as a last resort. I think that's what makes you pretty incredible, Happy. You've got this power right there, but choose not to use it.
I think that means I just gave up. You're way more amazing because you're still trying. No doubt about it.
Okay, sure, we can say I'm more amazing. As long as you recognize you're right there with me.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of lost the thread there
Anyway,
too, Happy. You
is
and me
that all?
both.
Because I feel like I need to move.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me. You going to train?
Yep. Figure it couldn't hurt to put in a little effort. You should come too if you're free. I hope to see you there.
Come to think of it. Experiments, huh?
Hmm.
What did that dream even mean? Arval.
Woo! So many support level A's. We have got all the A supports now. All right, Manuela time.
Another rough night, Manuela?
You could stand to learn some manners, you know. I had a little too much to drink yesterday, that's all. More importantly, you saw me perform, right?
Yeah, I was at the inn. You really do have a beautiful voice. I was impressed.
Oh, so you're impressed by Manuela, but not by Dorothea,
I told you so. But was it just my voice you were impressed with?
Well, I mean, when you were singing in front of everyone, you looked stunning. Seriously. Is that how you always are when you perform for the people in town?
Got that
Oh,
stage shine
please.
going
In
on.
their
I get you.
dreams, maybe. Yesterday was a special occasion because you were there. We had a deal, remember?
Yeah, I'm a little hungover, but who cares? I'm here, aren't I?
Yes.
Exactly.
have
Manuela might be
hush money.
hungover, but she shows up.
You haven't told anyone, right? About what I said in my sleep and such?
Nope, not one peep to anyone. Not even about the dream where you got dumped.
Shh! Don't go shouting about it now!
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with you, even when you are hungover.
Well, maybe the drinking. But
Really?
then again,
It
I
makes
did
you
open
seem like a
like
laid-back,
I did
mature
open
woman.
a fucking
Just
thing of
another
hard
interesting
cider in order
side
to
of
sit
you.
through a bunch of cutscenes for the morning stream today.
One day
So
you're a physician
maybe I
saving
don't have a leg to
lives,
stand on here.
and the next, you're a warrior on the battlefield. I like all your sides.
Like, you say?
It's more like I can't take my eyes off you. All the more so now, since I've seen you sing and all. You have all these different sides that come together to form a complete person. Maybe that's what draws me in. It's like, which one is the real Manuela?
Of course, the real me is the majestic diva shimmering in the spotlight.
Yeah.
If only. I'm not that delusional. Those days are long gone. Apparently, I've reached the age where I must take comfort in the glories of yesteryear.
Happens to the best of us, right?
Do you really think so? I think you're probably way more attractive now than when you were all famous.
Oh!
Well, that's a solid gold pickup line. If only you were a handsome gentleman instead.
Damn, Shez.
Huh? Oh, I didn't mean it
Shez.
like that.
Shez,
Anyone
MILF
would
enjoyer,
find
no
captivating
last
is
name
all.
given.
I like the way you think. Maybe you and I could sit down and plan out my future together. Actually, how does tonight sound?
Oh, I've got some stuff I gotta do tonight. Sorry, maybe another time.
Oh, really? Fine. We'll save it for another day. It'll give us more time to talk anyway. Just don't blow me off, okay? Or you'll be sorry.
Shez shooting her shot without even realizing she picked up the gun, right?
That was a joke, right? Manuela? Right?
Again with the randomly being threatened by our support conversations. Hey, Yuritsa.
Yuritsa? What's wrong?
Not here either.
Hey, hold on. If you're looking for someone, I'd be more than glad to help.
Leave me be.
Friendly as ever, I see. You know, it's kind of hard to believe you and Mercedes are related. Why don't you let me help you? You seem worried.
How could you tell?
Yuritsa has like
You're not
all
exactly
of the
hiding
conversational flair
You
of
nearly
like
busted the chapel door
I don't know,
clear off its
a
hinges.
2-day-old dog corpse on your couch.
I'm looking for someone. She is injured.
Huh? Did someone go missing from the infirmary? Wait, are you talking about an enemy?
Not an enemy. However, she fled when she saw me.
Well, then why would she run? Oh, I get it. Was it Bernadetta?
Not her. Though, the one I seek was likely
Of course,
frightened
Bernadetta
by
is her
me as
first
well.
guess. Of course.
Well, you're not really the most approachable guy. There's kind of this murdery aura about you.
She's
Like,
not wrong.
If I let my guard down for even a second, it'd be the last thing I ever do.
I mean, she's not
That
wrong.
is not my intention.
I know that, but you'd probably still scare the life out of someone who's already jumpy.
That was not my intention.
Even a beast would turn tail and run if it caught sight of the Death Knight.
Then, what would you suggest? I will never capture her at this rate.
Why don't you just let me help you? You know, strength in numbers and all that. She wouldn't be able to get away if there are two of us out looking.
It is vexing when she flees, yes. But this matter does not require
He's talking about a
assistance.
cat, right?
Time is wasting. I must go.
Well, that has been an
Wait,
enlightening
Yuritsa?
conversation, Yuritsa.
Is he really gonna be okay?
Always a pleasure talking to you. It's always something, all right. Hey, we found her.
Huh? Oh, it's a cat. Looks like something spooked it. What's wrong, little guy? Is someone chasing you? Not that you'd be able to tell me anyway. Yuritsa, what's wrong?
Don't worry, big guy, we got her.
Wait a sec. Why do I feel like this has happened before?
There you are.
They love using that one callback thing in
yeah?
every single one of these support
What's
combos,
up?
don't they? Haven't we had this conversation
Not
before?
You. Her. The creature who raided the pantry.
Wait, you mean the cat?
Was it not obvious?
She is swift. This is not the first time.
There's
she
something
has
really,
eluded my
really
grasp.
silly about Yuritsa getting outwitted by a fucking cat.
Oh, so this is who you were chasing
I am here
the last
for it.
time.
Yes, she was injured. I tried to tend to her, but she fled. Eventually, another soldier apprehended her.
All right, good chat, bro.
So that's what was going on. It wasn't a person who went missing. It was a cat. Now that I think about it, I don't know if you ever said she was a person. Sorry for jumping to conclusions.
The fault is mine as well. My word choice was poor.
Honestly, I'm more surprised than anything. Never really saw you as a cat person.
Ow, he's eminently a cat person.
I always thought your antisocial tendencies
He
extended
is
to
only a
everyone,
cat person.
human and animal.
Wait, hold on. Emil is Mercedes' younger brother, right? Mercedes gets a fucking time skip outfit change, but he doesn't, even though he's younger. It doesn't look like he's grown at all, despite being younger than her. What the hell? Game?
I only loathe people.
Yeah, you know what? Me too, bro.
I had a cat once, back at House Bartels, with my sister.
Yuritsa, murderous cat lover, less smart than
No
the cat.
kidding.
Sheer mood of this
So they
exchange.
weren't always scared of you?
No. However,
No, they weren't.
the
It took
cat
a lot of
vanished
hard work and effort
after
to
my
get to where
mother
I
and
am
sister
today.
left. Perhaps it was frightened by the sight of me covered in blood.
I'm no cat expert, but they say animals can sense danger. Maybe it could tell that you'd become a threat somehow. Cats are fickle. Anyway, what do you plan to do once you've caught this bread bandit?
Take her with me, and make sure she never steals again.
Oh my. Please don't murder the cat, Yuritsa.
What's that supposed to mean? Look, you practically scared the whiskers right off her.
I only planned to give her some food. I wonder why she was frightened.
Yeah,
Yuritsa,
I think it's
still
gonna
not
be a
great
while
at
till she
conveying his
realizes you just
emotions,
wanna
huh?
help.
I could absolutely murder some dinner right now. Yuritsa, take a break. Chill, man.
I should call it a day. You sticking around?
Nah, I should finish up too. Thanks, Shamir. I have to work out new unit formations for our next battle.
You're pretty conscientious for a mercenary. That's rare in our profession. Well, sorry to cut and run. Good luck with all that.
No worries, I can handle it. It's my responsibility after all.
Right, well, if you ever need a hand, just let me know.
Really? Thanks. Dependable as always, Shamir. Honestly, you're so mature for your age.
What do you mean for her age?
You always seem so composed, almost wise, even when we're just chatting.
I wouldn't say wise. Save that for the higher-ups.
How old even is Shamir?
I just mind my own business. Plenty
She
of
always struck me
mercenaries
as like
do the same.
mid-30s or something like that.
Yeah.
Like her and
you're definitely
Catherine
right
both,
about
right?
You know, you're pretty easygoing yourself, even by Merc standards. Have you been on your own for long? Didn't you belong to a mercenary group at some point?
Yeah, but I bounced around a lot. Let's see. The company I was with the longest was... probably Burling's Mercenaries, the last one I joined.
Burling. Has that name come up before?
But then we clashed with Gerald's band, and I was the only one who survived.
There isn't a mercenary who hasn't lost someone or something along the way. The losing trusted comrades stays with you.
Yeah. Captain Burling, Getz, Lasley.
Oh, right, we did hear the
We were
name
a
because it was at the
tight-knit
very
group,
beginning of the
if a
fucking
little
game. Of
rough
course we
around
did.
the edges. I would have been content staying with them till the end.
Maybe your experience is what's made you so pragmatic.
Also, it's so weird for them to have this
It's real
conversation with
strength
each
to
other,
overcome
knowing the
past
subtext
hardships
that
and
we
move on.
threatened.
That's
We
what I'm
threatened
thinking,
to murder her GF
You know,
if she
you
didn't
seem way
defect
more
from their
pragmatic
army.
than me. I wonder what made you that way.
You should know not to pry into a mercenary's past. But if the right moment comes, maybe I'll tell you about it.
Good for you. Has the right moment come, Shamir? I sure hope the right moment has come.
That's hilarious! Who knew there could be a merc like that?
Yeah, he'd say it with a completely straight face, too. I take my pay in apples. This guy would storm onto the battlefield lugging around a sack full of apples. Truly one of the strangest things I've
Wait,
ever
what?
seen.
How would you even... Do you
I
beat
guess
people
you
with
could
the
say he
apples?
was hungry for battle? Wish I could have seen that
What?
myself.
How do you
He
swing
was
a sword
probably
with the
best
big
smelling
thing of
guy out there.
apples?
I'll give him that. That reminds me. Remember when you asked about my past?
Yeah, sorry if that was out of line. I shouldn't have pried.
No, it's okay. Actually, I thought I would tell you.
Shamir,
if you're
story
still interested.
time! Yes, tell us, Shamir.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. It's not much of a story anyway. Besides, it's already been 7 years.
So this would have been 5 years
I used to belong to
before.
an organization that was less a group and more like one.
So this would have been
giant
5 years
mercenary state.
before the beginning of the games. Okay.
Not the kind of place you go for building bonds of trust and camaraderie. Still, there was one person there who I thought of as a partner.
Hmm.
As you can probably guess, he was killed. And that was that.
That is rough.
Yeah, that's how these stories always end. I know it was a long time ago, but I'm really sorry. But why'd you want to tell me all of a sudden? I thought you hated talking about your past.
I felt a little guilty. You shared your story with me earlier, but I didn't tell you mine. At the time, I wasn't about to go telling some stranger all about my past. But
What
now
the
I
fuck
think
is
you're
the
at
thing
least
she
somewhat
has on her neck
trustworthy.
there?
So I told you. That's all.
Seriously?
It's like a collar, a choker thing, right?
I'm
and
really
then with
happy to hear
a
that,
big
especially from you.
fucking metal.
Why?
What?
Everyone here adores you. I'm sure you hear stuff like that all the time.
All the time? Come on, that's an exaggeration. I've always felt that you were a more distinguished mercenary than me. Earning recognition from a merc I respect is a real honor.
So if you see me as some sort of senior mercenary, I guess that makes me the mentor in this relationship.
I guess.
I see. All this time I've been treating you like an equal, but maybe I should have been taking you under my wing.
Okay, you know
instead.
what? That's another good thing I'd love to see. Shez and Shamir do fucking merc buddy things.
Oh, that's okay. Fellow comrade suits me fine. Just treat me the way you always have.
I was kidding. I never planned on treating you any different, whether you wanted it or not.
Yeah, that checks out.
I should have known. That's why I like you, Shamir.
Hold on, we're almost done with Chez's stuff. It only took about 3 hours. Time for Gerald.
Oh, hey. You fishing too?
Oh my god, Chez is into fishing?
Yeah.
Of course she is. This game doesn't have a
Ease
fishing
up,
minigame
kid.
in it, so...
We're on the same side now, remember?
Inferior.
I know. Guess I'm just not used to it yet.
We're not getting paid to kill each other anymore. We can just sit here like normal folks and catch some fish. You're a mercenary, right? For us, there's no such thing as friends or foes once that contract's paid.
Yeah, I know that too. You, don't remember me, do you?
Should I?
I used to run with Burling's mercenaries.
He's like, I don't remember you.
Burling. Ah, yes. That woman was an army unto herself.
For me, it was Tuesday.
Yeah, but you and your company wiped us out. My captain, my comrades, every last one of them died.
Yeah, that's a
in that
weird
battle.
conversation to have.
So that's what this is about. You have a grudge against me?
I don't think so.
No, I don't. Wouldn't be much of a merc if I held a grudge against everyone I fought. But it was tough at the time. I really liked that scruffy crew.
Alternate universe
All
where
of us
Chez
got
just
along,
goes off with
even the
Burling's
captain.
mercenaries and does other
They were
things.
the best group I'd ever been with. After what happened, I made myself a promise. I was gonna get stronger, and someday I would defeat you and the Ashen Demon.
But we're allies now, so you're gonna have to let that go. Huh?
You're not gonna try to murder me now, huh?
Looks like it. But you know,
I like how
part of me is
Gerald's
relieved.
just like, yeah, just to be. I don't really
I don't
follow
think I
you with
could've
this whole
beaten the Ashen
feelings thing,
Demon
but like,
anyway.
you're not gonna try to murder me, right?
Hey now, what about me? Or are you saying you could take me?
Oh, no, unless I try. By the way, for a regular guy just catching some fish, you haven't even got your hook on.
Yeah, well, these old mitts aren't exactly made for tying tiny knots.
Give it here.
Gerald loves fishing but can't get the hook. Oh no. Poor Gerald.
Not half bad, kid. Thanks.
People call you a legendary mercenary, but you're a lot less dexterous than I
I
imagined.
didn't spec into Dex.
Legendary is what they call dead people. I'm still alive and kicking, you know.
And like he's at least 100 some odd years old at this point, right?
Hey, and about what happened with Burling. I'm sorry. The whole thing was just two minor lords trying to get the better of each other. If Burling hadn't come for us, we could have avoided all the bloodshed. But she came roaring in, yelling that she would take us down and make a name for herself.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
My kid couldn't afford to hold back at that point. I know that doesn't make it better, but I hope it helps.
What's done is done. You were just doing your job. I know.
I like how even he knows that just somehow Byleth is like a fucking hurricane in a can.
Well, this is great.
Having some trouble there, Gerald?
I wanted to replace the clasp on my gauntlet, but I can't quite get the blasted thing to stay.
Here, let me try.
Oh, look at that. You got a real knack for these things. Thanks, kid.
Literally nothing changed, my dude.
I'm surprised you've survived this long with those ham hands.
Being a good mercenary isn't all about dexterity, you know? Besides, when you've lived as long as I have, your body just doesn't work as well as it used to. Trust me.
You don't look that old to me.
Yeah, well.
You can't judge a book by its cover. I might not look it, but I'm practically an
Yeah,
ancient bone.
like, yeah, he's actually like
Not to mention I've lived pretty hard.
probably the oldest person outside. I think he's got to be the oldest person outside of anyone any of the Nabatians or Agarthans.
Come
He's
on,
probably the
it's not like
oldest
you're at
human.
death's door. Besides, you really think the goddess would be calling you of all people?
You don't hold anything back, do you? If the goddess won't have me, then I'll just have to make do in hell.
I like your attitude,
Do you
dude.
think you'd have any regrets if you died right now?
Not one. Except maybe living too long.
What about leaving your kid behind?
Can't say I wouldn't be worried, especially because that kid isn't exactly normal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Your kid sure likes to think out loud. Well, I guess I don't have room to talk.
You know what? That is true. Violet does do a lot of thinking out loud,
Weird
right?
habit. Almost like there's someone else there. Just a personal quirk, I guess. Makes it tough to find friends, though. In that sense, I'm glad we're here. There's tons of young folks around.
There's tons of young folks around. Yeah, going to the army to like to make friends your age, huh?
Who knows? I've been hoping we could talk more at least.
Is that so? I'm glad to hear you say that. Takes a load off my mind.
Now you really sound like a dad.
I was never much of a parent, but I do worry all the same. You know, I think we were meant to end up on the same side.
Huh.
Would you do me a favor and look after my kid?
When you put it that way, it really does sound like you're about to die.
Hey,
I mean, he almost did, right?
never
Gerald does have a
guaranteed.
habit of dying during this war, unless we
I meant what I
specifically
said.
go out of our way to avoid
Can I
it.
count on you?
Yeah, sure. I'm not
Like,
gonna
if we
refuse a
hadn't,
dumb man's wish after all.
I did go back and replay the chapter where we recruited Byleth and Gerald. And if you don't do the specific steps to recruit Byleth, you wind up having to kill Gerald in that chapter. So, yeah, he's got a bad habit of accidentally dying. All right, 3 hours in and we just finished Shez's supports. How's everyone doing? God fucking damn this game. All right. Let's see. I think Gerald and Byleth only have... Oh, wait, no. Gerald has some other ones. I think Byleth only has supports with the Gerald, though. Let me just double check. Because we already did Shez's ones, because we... Yeah. So she's only got the Gerald ones left. Let's do the Gerald support conversations next, because his are most interesting to me. Probably him and Monica are going to be the most interesting ones after this. We are going to have so many streams of this game that are just us sitting down and reading support conversations. I love it.
Hey, I was looking for you. Didn't think I'd find you down by the river. That's an awful lot of blood on your cloak.
I thought soaking it in the water would help get it out.
I don't know. That fight went on for a while. And blood doesn't come out so easily, even if you start washing it right away. If you ask me, it's more trouble than it's worth. You have another one, right?
I do, but I'd still like to use this one if I can.
It's her look. You can't ask her to have a different cloak.
Something wrong?
I just noticed they have the same fucking sigil.
Oh,
like she's
sorry.
got the one on her back that he's got on his front there.
It's
I
just-
never noticed that
You
before.
reminded me of Citra,
Huh.
of your mother, back when we first met.
How so?
There was this one time when she was trying really hard to get some stains out of a handkerchief. She had your same quiet composure and everything, and when I asked her if she had another one, you know what she told me? She just turned and said, if I could still use this one, I'd rather not throw it away.
Well, that's not exactly the same.
Maybe not, but I still see so much of her in you. When I was first getting
It's
to
still
know
so
her,
weird.
I
See,
never saw her
like I'm
laugh
glad that
or
they kept
cry.
it, but it's still weird that Byleth's
Just like
character
someone else
portraits in the bottom always just face head on, and no one else's do.
You never really used to talk about her, but you've been doing it a lot lately. Why is that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling a little regret for dragging you into the mercenary life.
You sure? I think she's objectively
Never
the
had a
best
place to
person
go
on the
home.
continent for the
You don't
job.
have any friends your age. And It's been one bloody battle after another since this war broke out. If she were still alive, your life would be entirely different.
Violet's staring straight into your soul,
with her.
right?
Things would be...
I don't regret my life here with you. I might not have a home or friends, but you've always been there for me.
I also really like the way Violet is written
Living by the sword suits
in
me
this game,
just fine.
where she's like,
And I've had no shortage of allies.
very clearly has like this huge
So-
emotional experience, but doesn't always
You're
feel
right.
like
There's
doesn't
no
always know
cause
how to
for
convey it to the
regrets.
people around her. So she winds
You
up
really
like
are just like
often
her.
overly
You know that?
explaining herself in order to make sure she's understood. I can relate to that.
There you are. What's going on? It's not like you to send for me.
I have something to give you.
Well, this is new. What is it?
Here.
Flowers.
Violet,
I'm
seeing a
really
Pictatal Guard route. I know what you are.
I mean, you've never given flowers to anyone before, have you?
I had to ask some of our allies for advice. Because I wasn't sure the best way to communicate my feelings.
Oh, big fucking mood. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm really thankful that you're my captain, but also that you're my father. I've never really told you that, so I wanted to make sure you knew.
Aw.
Ah, kid.
God damn it. God
When I
damn it,
asked,
game.
Everyone said I should give you flowers. Apparently that's what they used to do back at the Officers' Academy. I wonder what it would have been like there.
The Officers' Academy, huh?
Yeah. Maybe it's best.
You might have just been a student there if things had happened a little different. Or
Funny
who
that,
knows,
Gerald.
Maybe you'd have ended up like Alois and forced into giving seminars or something. Not that you're really qualified to be a teacher.
No, she's not. But yet she's still the probably the
Anyway,
like
these flowers did the trick, kid.
she's
Consider
probably
your
like
message delivered.
the one of the best
Well, to be
educators
honest,
on the
I kind of
continent as
already
well
knew.
for some fucking reason.
You might not give a lot away.
Never
but
tried
you're
it
not
before.
completely unreadable. Sorry for making you think I had no idea.
That's all right. I'm just glad you know.
By the way, why'd you choose this kind of flower? Did someone suggest them?
No, I picked them out myself. I thought they were nice to look at. Calming, in a way.
You even like the same flowers as your mother.
Huh.
Can you inherit that kind of thing?
Oh, well, that's just cute.
I used to give these to Citri all the time. I'd pull them out from behind my back, and her whole face would light up like the brightest torch you'd ever seen. Maybe this is how she felt whenever she got them.
I'll keep that in mind for next time. I want to see how this mercenary life of ours is going to play out. Together. Those
I wonder
feelings are
if
never
this
going to
is a
change,
different
and I'll do
conversation
what I
with
must to
male
make sure
Byleth
you
because
know that.
this feels like it just I can't imagine it.
Thanks, kid.
Well, that was heartwarming. Let's see what Gerald has to say to Manuela.
Why, if it isn't Captain Gerald himself, a very good day to you. Oh my.
You okay there?
Those strong, broad shoulders, those rugged yet handsome features. I never realized you were such an attractive man. How did I miss it until now? For shame. Get it together, Manuela.
Settle down, Manuela.
I hope you're not wasting time flirting with an old buzzard like me. Don't get me wrong, I'm flattered. But at my age, affairs of the heart are nothing but trouble. If you're looking for a catch, cast your net elsewhere. You might even find a fish closer to your own age.
Gerald politely letting her
That
down.
Blunt and
Wow.
aloof attitude makes you even more desirable. The years have given you a charm that less experienced men lack. You know who I am, yes? Manuela Casagrande? I used to be a diva in the Mittelfranc Opera Company and was known far and wide as the divine songstress.
Manuela, you really are
And
hopeless, aren't
here
you?
You are, the legendary mercenary known as Gerald the Blade Breaker. Why, we are the sort of duo that could shake Fodlan to its very core.
You sang in the Mittelfranc Opera Company?
Oh, Gerald knows of them. All
I
right.
did indeed. Have you ever seen a performance?
No.
No.
Oh, I see. But you've heard of them, at least.
Sure. I actually have a memory associated with that particular troupe. It's
You've
just
heard
not
of them
a
at least.
happy one.
No.
Oh dear. What kind of memory, if you don't mind my asking?
It's not really something I want to discuss.
Well, this is going
There's no need to
fantastically.
be coy. I just want to know more about you.
It's a memory of my wife. A long time ago, I promised I'd take her to see an opera in Enbar. I never had the chance to keep that promise.
Oof.
Ah, I see. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to dredge up any painful memories.
No, it's all right. I'm sorry that my story took the color right out of your pretty face. It was a long time ago, and I hadn't thought about it in an age. So, don't worry yourself, young lady.
Oh my. Well, I can't remember
Gerald
the
going
last
around
time
calling
someone called me
Manuela
by
young
so
lady.
wonderful a
And he means
moniker.
it too, because he's so fucking old. Jeez.
Oh, there's that smile again. Compared to my ugly mug, you've got the face of an angel.
Gerald, settle down. You don't know what you're playing
No
with here,
reason to
man.
waste your time with an old piece of leather like me.
Well, that was the most uncomfortable one I've seen yet. All right, what's their A rank look like?
And that concludes today's performance. Thank you so very much for coming.
Wait, Byleth was performing?
That was a great show, Manuela. You really put a smile on this old man's face.
Not as extravagant as I would have liked, but I suppose it wasn't so bad, all in all.
But why put on an opera just for me?
A whole
It
fucking
was
opera?
Actually, your kid's idea.
Well, all right then.
Really? But how did...
I'm sorry, but after hearing that sad story about your wife, I just couldn't keep it to myself.
I can't imagine Byleth doing opera.
I see.
I didn't mean to spill everything, but you raised quite the listener. Also, I was drunk, so there's that.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Honestly, I don't even remember the conversation. I'm just going off what I was told the next day.
That also
Wait,
checks out.
You were so drunk you couldn't even remember?
That also checks out.
Anyway, when I finally stumbled out into the light of day, your kid suggested we show you the opera that your late wife never got the chance to see.
Well, I'll be.
I know! It was such a noble, touching idea. It actually caught me a bit off guard. But I so wanted to try and fill that hole in your heart, even if only a little. So we turned the opera into a duet and practiced during whatever free time we could carve out.
We've been practicing
Honest,
opera for the
thanks
entirety
for
of the
going
war,
along
just
with
for you, dude.
I know you've probably got better things to do. I'm sure this opera put the original to shame. I'm grateful, and I'll probably be seeing my wife again soon, so I'll be sure to tell her all about it.
Gerald
You're
constantly
hardly in a
bringing up
position to
his
judge,
wife.
seeing as
His
how you
wife.
never saw the
Come on,
original.
come on,
And
Manuela,
you can
take the
stop
hint.
that morbid talk anytime you like. You sound like a man on his deathbed, and I won't stand for it. You and that wunderkind of yours are going to survive this war and do your wife proud by living long and happy lives.
Well, I mean, about
Now
that.
promise me.
Sorry, but I can't do that. We're at war, and I lead a band of mercenaries. Tomorrow isn't something I'm entitled to. I made my peace with that a long time ago.
I admit there are some things out of your control. But I also know you'll do what you must to survive. So when this war is over, I want you to come see me perform again. And I mean on a proper stage with an orchestra. Why, even a tough fellow like yourself won't be able to hold back the tears. And after the show, you must let me try to seduce you again. Otherwise, I'll always be left wondering.
I mean, she's forward. I'll give her
Just
that.
Can't let it go, can you? I told you not to waste your time on this old man.
I don't care how old you are, or if you can't forget about your wife. Just promise me. I'll wrap your whole family up in my arms and give them more love than they know what to do with. But until then, I suppose I can settle for just being drinking buddies. You wouldn't let a poor woman drink alone after her star performance, would you?
I think she just tricked me into agreeing to that. Still, a man is only as good as his word. Sorry, Citri. Looks like you'll have to wait just a little bit longer for me.
Yeah, that checks out. Alright, hold on. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Be back in like 5 minutes. Sorry about the quick AFK there. I'm back. Let's see if we can do a couple more. And then we'll call it a day. God, 4 fucking hours of cutscenes almost. We're at 3.5 hours right now, by the way.
Leone? What is it today?
Seeing as you're strong as ever, Captain Gerald, I was hoping you'd train with me.
Your eyes are playing tricks. I'm an old man. I'd never be able to keep up with you kids at the rate you're improving.
You can't mean that. I'm nowhere near a match for you. But hearing that kind of praise from my hero makes me want to devote myself to training even more.
Aren't you a little old for childhood heroes?
Maybe, but I'm still happy. I worked my whole life to be a mercenary like you after all. And now I get to fight at your side? Dreams really do come true.
I'm glad. It's not often childhood dreams actually come to pass. I recall you always scampering a few paces behind me as a kid.
I wonder if Leonie keeps like a
Stare at me
shield
and
on her
ask
back
all
because
kinds
Gerald
of
also
questions,
does. Like, is that where she
even
gets
when
it
I was
from?
clearly too busy to answer.
She keeps the shield over her left shoulder.
Well, I was just hoping you'd teach me about martial arts and tactics and that kind of thing. Before your job ended and you left, I mean.
We couldn't have learned much. I wasn't there long. Yet here you are, standing strong and tall. You have no one but
I do
yourself
appreciate
to
how
thank
Gerald's
for
trying to take the moment to be like, yeah, kid, I don't know
You
what you
grew up
thought was
without
happening
any
there when you were a
guidance
kid,
from
but
this
this is all you.
I'm glad to call you my apprentice.
No, don't encourage her,
Thank you.
Gerald.
I promise to make you proud.
Oh.
And one day, I'm going to surpass you. That's my new dream.
That's the spirit.
And I'm not just surpassing you, but your kid, too.
Well, got bad news about that.
I had
She's
no
like
idea they were so strong.
like adjacent to a literal god.
Guess the topic never came up when I was in Son. We've both been through a lot.
I'm jealous about all the time you two got to spend traveling together.
Dude,
I bet their strength is due to
she's his
your
daughter.
instruction.
Settle down.
All I did was teach the basics of merc life. Natural talents likely behind the swordsmanship and tactical ability.
Also, I love how they're
Which
going to
means
such
normal
lengths
folks
to
like
avoid
me
using
have to
they,
put
and then
in
Leonie's
100
just like
times
they,
the
that,
effort
and
just to
okay,
catch up.
I see you don't really care that much.
Don't sell yourself short. I wouldn't have taken you on if you didn't have talent.
Oh, Gerald and his fan club of Leonie being too eager.
Captain Gerald, I have a request to make of you.
Someone's formal today. Well, out with it.
When this war is over, please let me join your mercenary company. You'll go back to wandering the world, right?
I'm super surprised she actually already hadn't.
Please let me
Like
come with you.
Eloise did, but I'm surprised that she hadn't.
I'm happy to hear you want to join us, Leonie. That's not enough for me to say yes.
No. Why not?
There are two reasons. The biggest is that I'm thinking about stepping down from my position as captain. So the ultimate call isn't really mine to make.
Interesting.
Then who will lead the mercenaries?
Couldn't tell you. That's up to them.
Probably.
The second
Byleth,
reason
probably.
is that I think you should start your own band of mercenaries instead.
You do?
You're a mercenary in your own right now, and a fantastic general in this army.
The problem with that is that what if they end up on opposite sides, right?
Someone else.
Do you really think so?
Of course. Someone with your skill set would be a fine addition to any group of mercs, including mine. But you're planning to surpass me and the kid, right? You can't exactly do that if you're
Fair
working
point.
for us.
Fair point.
You'll have to build your own band of mercs from the ground up and win your reputation just like I did. You'll need to give it your all if you want to create something better than what I've built.
And he's had like nearly 100 years
Then
to
that's
work
what
on
I'll
building
do.
that too, which is
I'll form my
Tough
own
order.
band of mercenaries that's every bit as good as yours.
That's why I'm proud to call you
old
my
Granny Leonie still out there trying to lead a band of
But in
mercenaries.
exchange,
I can see it.
I have a condition. You have to remain as captain until I catch up to you.
Well, I guess it's a captain's job to live with an apprentice's reckless decisions. But I don't have all the time in the world. This body's falling apart as it is. So get yourself up and running before I shrivel away. Got it?
Oh, settle down, dude.
It's a promise.
I'm looking forward to the day.
Awesome. We are just about 3 hours and 20 minutes in, according to this thing, because we took a little bit in the beginning, right? It's about 3.5 hours. Good God. All right, so how many do we have left here? What do we actually have left to go through? We start at the top. We've got... Oh, I didn't even finish that one. Wow. There's even a lot of these I haven't even finished getting yet, which is pretty wild to think about. Got Edelgard and Monica. Edelgard and Balthus, huh? All right. Yeah, there's still a bunch of these left. We'll probably have to do another one of these streams tomorrow, because this is just so much, and I don't want to sit down for like another fucking couple hours just to get through the rest of these. Oh my. Alright. Well, I suppose what we'll do is we'll call it here for now. Thank you for coming out, everyone. This is... I kind of knew this was what was going to happen when we got to the end of this route, but holy shit, it's a lot of cutscenes. I'm going to take a break for a little while. I'll be back in a little bit, and when I come back, we can play some Nirvana Initiative. So look forward to that. I feel like we're really close to the end of another route with where we're at now, so I can't wait to see more. Thank you for coming out, and have a great morning. Or afternoon, whatever.